It is about that time, folks. The transaction cycle for the NBA is going to take another step up. We've had it crazy last couple of weeks with the NBA draft, a bunch of big-time trades, Desmond Bane, Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday, Kevin Durant. And that now comes to free agency time at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Central Time. The free agency period is open, which means you are now able to sign exterior free agents. You can negotiate with them. You can't officially sign until later on in the week, but you can agree to deals, and we will see a bunch of players jump different teams. And there's a lot of buzz around the Miami Heat in this transaction cycle. Are they going to do a sign and trade for Jonathan Kuminga, Are they going to go with a John Collins trade, an Andrew Wiggins trade? Are they going to re-sign Duncan Robinson, who ultimately used his ETO to become an unrestricted free agent? Can they use that full mid-level that they have available to them right now on a Nickeil Alexander-Walker? We will monitor every single move that happens today in the NBA. We will react to what it means for Miami. If the Heat make a move, we will have you covered, and we will do it all here. So welcome in. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us here early in the process. We're about 30 minutes away from getting free agency started. And I want to know one thing and one thing only. What should the Heat do? Who should they go out and sign today in free agency? They have 14 standard contracts. They had the maximum at 15 after re-signing Davion Mitchell on Saturday, but with Duncan Robinson opting out and becoming an unrestricted free agent, Miami has exactly one roster spot available at the moment, and maybe they use it to bring back Duncan Robinson. Maybe they go out and sign someone else and then make a trade to free up more roster room. It's going to be a fascinating storyline to watch, and it will be a fun day. We don't know how long we're going to be live. We'll be here hanging out until you guys don't want to anymore, or it gets dead, or who knows. Maybe if it's hot and the Heat are making moves left and right here, we'll be live for all night. Hopefully not, though. I've been up since 4:30 a.m. flying back from Nashville, Tennessee. And if you didn't know already, we cover the Dolphins here at Chat Sports 2, so I had to deal with the Jalen Ramsey trade today. It's been a gauntlet of a day for your boy. First day of free agency, and then that trade as well. But you know what? We all know that the Heat free agency was the thing I was waiting for all day anyway, so let's have a blast. What's up, everybody? Let me know what y'all want, man. Alex is in on John Collins. Jan says either Kuminga, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, or D-Rob. I could be in on that. Javier says Wiggins for Hachimura Connect on a second-round pick. I will say, if Miami makes a trade with Wiggins right now, they would not be able to sign anyone because that would bring two people to the roster. They only have one roster spot, losing one, so it would be a little bit dicey on that range. But they could also just do that and not sign anyone. They can make a three-team deal. It'll be interesting. Raymond says Jordan Clarkson. He was released earlier today. He was waived. And the Jazz seem to just be getting rid of all of their veterans. Now, I will say, for a lot of people, myself, I don't understand the John Collins fit. I don't. I've liked him in the past, but when you think of the Heat's front court now, you have Kel'el Ware, you have Bam Adebayo, you have Nikola Jovic is still there. So it's like, what is Collins going to do? Is he going to be the backup big and kind of like come off the bench and play with Ware, play with Bam, and just kind of rotate those three in and out of the lineup? Okay, interesting. I will say he's an expiring $26.6 million contract. It's the same exact amount as Terry Rozier. So it's like, do I think the fit makes sense between Collins and Miami at this point after you commit to Kel'el Ware? I don't know if that's the case. But if you're just moving off of 1 second-round pick to have him instead of Terry Rozier, I think that would be worth it because it's still going to expire at the end of the year in terms of salary for next offseason. And Collins is a way better player. So, yeah, I wouldn't be that upset at that. But if you're offering anything more than Terry Rozier in like a second, then I'm out probably. Like, I wouldn't trade Andrew Wiggins for John Collins. I wouldn't, because I think Andrew Wiggins is equally about the same player. And I know Collins is expiring, but I just think Andrew Wiggins would net you more. I really think it would. Interesting. NBA just released what the salary cap is going to be next year, Dylan. And, let's welcome Dylan Summers to the live show, by the way. Listen, we have a rotating crew of producers here at Chat Sports. We don't have a set dude at the Heat Report. Shout out Justin Honore, who left us a little bit too early than expected. And that was Dylan's best friend. I know he was heartbroken. But Dylan, welcome aboard for the live show.
Glad to be here.
Love it. Let's go. Anyway, what I was getting to. ESPN reported that the projected salary cap for 26-27 is $154.6 million. That is a 7% increase from this year, which actually is a little bit because you can max 10%. And usually when you see the league continue to jump up in salary cap, you usually see that max jump up because usually the league is doing good. So only 7% is a little interesting and didn't get the max 10. You've seen the NFL get the max jump up almost every single year, but NBA, I guess, not the case. Interesting there. All right, folks. We are continuing to have more and more people to pile into the live show. 160 people watching. Let's get a little... I like this. You know, if you're subscribed, spam me down in the comments section. We're in subscriber-only mode right now. What does that mean? It means you can only comment if you are subscribed. So, I want to know who the real ones are. Type those me's in the live chat if you're subscribed. And if you aren't subscribed, do so now because we put out daily Heat content and have you covered whenever the Heat make a move. But we got my guy Jacob Gala spamming those me's. Winters spamming those me's. Alex, Raymond, Steven, Jan, Yami, Krunk, Vincent, Crash Out, Tyson, Dandy Man. Crash Out, baby. Demead, Joey, James, Tamia, Big Mike Wazowski. We got some legends in the building. Keep on spamming those me's. Let's get that chat rate up. I love it. I love the energy the Heat fans are bringing here early. We're still about 22 minutes away from getting free agency underway. This is always a fun game. We'll play it a little bit. Who's the first free agent to sign? My guy, Jeffrey Cooperstein, seems to believe that he thinks D'Angelo Russell will sign with the Dallas Mavericks at 5:01 p.m. We'll find out, but it's going to be fun, man. What's up, Two Wavy? Good to see you. Everybody typing those me's are real ones, man. Y'all legends. One thing I will ask of you guys, though, we got to get the like button up here, folks. I mean, this is just an embarrassing ratio. 180 people watching, only 29 likes. Come on. I know all of you, at least 95% of you, love the Miami Heat. Hit that thumbs up button. Come on. We got to at least be at that 50% like mark, man. That's what we try to go for. Can we get to 80 likes? We're 40 away. I think that should be a no-brainer. Heat fans, bring the heat, baby. Bring the juice today. Bring the juice. I've been fired up for this live stream all day long. Come on. Come on, baby. Hit that like button. Let's get to 80 likes right now. You know what? We get to 80 likes, and I'm going to get the shot started, baby. And then we'll show our super chat menu for the live show. Denise says the Heat ain't doing shit. Listen, it's very possible. I mentioned it. Heat only have one open roster spot right now. Only one. So there's a high chance that nothing happens for Miami today. But you know what? My bosses were like, Nick, we want you to be on our main NBA coverage for free agency. You know what I said? I said, not so fast, sweetheart. I said, I want to hang out with the Heat fans today. I did a lot of the main coverage on the NBA draft. Give me a day with the Heat fans on free agency. And they said, you know what, Nick? Go ahead. So me and Dylan are here hanging out with y'all. That's why y'all join the channel. You hit the thumbs up button because I'm fighting for y'all for the best coverage. Instead of doing main coverage where we're talking about everything left and right, we can still cover it all, but we're only talking Miami Heat basketball. That's all we want to talk about. All right, 9 likes away from 180. Come on, let's get there. Or 9 likes away from 80, not 180. But hit that thumbs up icon, man. Cole Zinger says, as a Steeler fan, but also a diehard Heat fan, what are your grades for the Ramsey trade? What a duo there, Cole. Well, you know what? We're still going to welcome you in. We appreciate you. You're a Heat fan. That's all that matters on this channel. Listen, I don't think it's a bad trade for either side. I think Miami made out really well in that deal, man. Because Ramsey was already gone. So, to me, he was already off the roster in my mind. The Jonnu Smith part for the Dolphins stings, but the Dolphins getting Minkah Fitzpatrick in return, that's a pretty good deal for them, man. I like that. I'm excited about that for us in the Dolphins land. And the Steelers, listen, they're committing to go all in with Aaron Rodgers. So, either way, the financial aspect, it is pretty much similar. I like both sides. I think it's a good deal for both teams. I'd grade it as like a B+ for each. I know it's a cop-out, but I like it for each, man. All right, 6 likes away from 80. We got to get there. We got to get to 80 likes. Come on. Remember, I'm taking a shot of vodka when we get there. Vodka. Oh, man. 6 likes away. We're going to be the 6 to get us there. We got 200 people watching. Should be easy. I got my Celsius. I'm fucking exhausted. And we're done, baby. 5 likes away. We'll see, man. We'll see. All right, before we get to 80 likes, so let's bring this up. I like this. I almost called you Colin. I'm sorry. That's embarrassing for me. I'm exhausted. I'm going to blame it on that. Will the Heat trade Andrew Wiggins? Y for yes, N for no. Will the Heat trade Wiggins? And this is not a question for tonight. It's more or less in general. Will Andrew Wiggins be traded this offseason? The Lakers are the team linked to him the most. There's also been some small little buzz about there with the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, that being said, they don't really have the contracts to trade to Miami. It would be like Kyle Kuzma, and I'm like, get me away from that. I'm good there. I see a lot of Ys. A lot of yeses. Fitch says no. He's the only person to say no. Edwin says, can Miami still make multiple changes to the roster? Oh, yeah, absolutely. They only have one roster spot available, but yeah, it'd have to be via trade. They could sign someone and then make trades. They can make trades and then sign people. They could just make a bunch of trades. Will you see seismic changes? No. You're not going to see a superstar added to the roster. I just want to make that clear. I don't think that's happening. But you could see some players go, like Rozier, like Wiggins, make some marginal changes, create flexibility for the future. Yeah, Fitch, I used to like Kyle Kuzma a lot. Now he stinks. What do you want me to tell you? He was good last year. Not good this year. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But it's shot time. Let's get the vodka out. Let's get a party started. We're going to show our Super Chat menu here in just 1 second. Shout out to y'all, man. Should have saved my Celsius to chase it. All right. Today's Super Chat menu on this live edition of the Heat Report. $5 Super Chat. We're going Let's Go Heat chants. Go, Let's Go Heat. Let's Go Heat. Whispering it now. We'll yell it if we get $5 Super Chats. $20 shots. I just did one for free because I wanted to get to 80 likes. But $20 shots go in the future. And if we want to get real crazy today, $50 beer bong. We still have yet to see a first-time Super Chat. And I'll say this, folks. If you were with us during the season, you would know this is the Heat Report Hall of Fame basketball right here. I was contemplating if we should raffle it off today. We'll have to see how the Super Chats come in. Maybe if the audience is good, and maybe we do the Heat Report Hall of Fame basketball raffle today. I haven't decided yet, though. I'm kind of at a loss. I don't know. Should it be today? Should it be like in the preseason? What do we do? Tough call. Tough call, man. Will we start a new ball next year? Oh, of course. We had a separate ball in 2023. This one's for 2024, and we'll have one in 2025. But I don't know if I'm giving this one away yet, man. I don't know if should we do the raffle? I don't know. I'm lost. Yeah, for the people talking about Colin Sexton, he's now a Charlotte Hornet. He is not going to be a member of the Miami Heat. Not going to be a Heatle. That's for sure. All right. Charge my phone good enough here. Get it back in the computer. Yeah, so I guess we should talk briefly about the latest rumors around the Heat since we're about 15 minutes away. Still looking to see who's going to be the first person to send in a Super Chat today. Who's going to pop the cherry on today's stream? That's what I want to know. Who's going to step up and make the big play? But around Miami, obviously Duncan Robinson exercised his ETO and became an unrestricted free agent. It also saved Miami $19.8 million in cap space, moving them from $8 million above the luxury tax to $12 million below. So what does that mean for the Heat? Well, now that they're below the luxury tax, they have the non-taxpayer mid-level exception, which means they can sign, they're above the salary cap, but they could sign any player in free agency to a contract that is $14 million per season. So they could offer someone a 4 for 56 deal, 3 for 42 deal for any of those free agents. You can also re-sign Duncan Robinson technically to like a 3-year, $30 million deal and stay underneath the luxury tax. That's an option as well. The Heat have a lot of different moves they can make now because of Duncan Robinson getting them under the luxury tax, which is pretty nice, pretty awesome, pretty fun. So I'm happy about that. There's buzz about the Heat being interested in Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He is, without a question, my number one free agent target. I know a lot of people bring up Kuminga sign and trade, and I'm interested with a Kuminga sign and trade. I am. But I think if you could tell me, would I rather do a sign and trade for Kuminga or sign Nickeil Alexander-Walker to a 3-year, $42 million deal with that non-taxpayer mid-level, I would take NAW. I just really think he would be an excellent addition to this roster. He's a 6'6" guard who can handle it, can play off-ball, so he could play the point alongside Tyler Hero. He can play off-ball alongside Tyler Hero. He can play with Kasparas Yakachonis. If you want to just do NBA free agency, don't even have to do countdown. That works too. But I like NAW a lot, man. I would give him a 3 for 42 contract without a question. Have him be a lead guard off the bench, or hell, I'll even start him. I have no issue starting him. I'm not kidding. If you told me the starting lineup this upcoming year was, now it sucks because I don't know who should be starting at 3 because I think they trade Wiggins. But let's just say the starting backcourt is Tyler Hero, NAW, with Bam and Ware at the 4-5. I'd be in. Fill in your 3. Whether it's a player like Jovic, whether it's a Hawkes, whether it's another young guy, I don't know. But I'm all in on NAW. All in on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I don't know who else I'd want to spend the mid-level on. If we want, you know what? Let's cycle through the top free agents available. If we got them, we've got that player 5 rank, I think. Look through the top free agents available here in our opinion, and then we'll kind of maybe look at who I would give the non-taxpayer mid-level, so that's $14 million per season too. Some players I think might get a little bit more from their own team, but there's not really a lot of cap space out there, folks. When you think about it, the only team that can offer a relatively good contract is the Brooklyn Nets. The Pistons can offer a deal as well, so that's certainly something. There might be a player 5 rank built in NBA. I can try to grab that and move it over real quick. But, yeah, there's some good guys available, man. Let me find this here. Okay, yeah, these are the top 20 off rip. I think these are, yeah. Yeah, these are the ones. All right. Give me a second here, folks. Studio N. And bada bing, bada boom. Okay, those should be in there now. Look at our top 20 free agents. By the way, how about Malik Beasley? That's unbelievable stuff right there. All right, so here are the top free agents that we're looking at here. Not for Miami, but overall in general. So when we're talking about the non-taxpayer mid-level that Miami can ultimately go and give someone, it won't be Myles Turner because he'll get more than that. I think he returns to Indiana no matter what. Kuminga is going to get more than that. He's also a restricted free agent, so don't count on that. Giddey's going to get more than that, so scratch off that. If I was Miami, I would not give the non-taxpayer mid-level to Deandre Ayton. I don't think it's worth bringing him in as a backup big, so I'm out on that. Quentin Grimes restricted, probably wants more money, so out on that. Cam Thomas, restricted, doesn't fit here anyway, so I'm out there. Ty Jerome, it sounds like he's going to get like $9 or $10 million per year. I don't think he's a good fit in Miami anyway. We have a point guard rotation with Davion Mitchell and Kasparas Yakachonis. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is that first one. We're like, all right, I'll give the non-taxpayer mid-level $14 mil per season. I would do it for NAW. Heck, I would do it for Santi Aldama. He's a restricted free agent. We'll see what he gets, but I would give him $14 mil per season. Aldama's a sneaky, really good player, folks. Really good player. Brook Lopez, at this stage of his career, I'm not giving him $14 mil. I would do it with Dorian Finney-Smith. Now, it does sound like he is a Houston Rocket, and that's going to come pretty quickly after free agency opens up. But I would give him the non-taxpayer mid-level if he was willing to take a 3 for 42 deal. Tyus Jones, probably too expensive for him at this point. Al Horford, I'm not giving him 14 mil. I'm not doing it with D'Lo or Chris Paul either. Final 5 here on our top 20. I would do it with Malik Beasley, but he also might be in prison soon. So I don't know. If you don't know what happened over the weekend, he is getting investigated for potentially gambling on NBA games. No bueno there. Bruce Brown, Clarkson, Schroeder, and Brogdon, they're all not worth $14 million at this stage of their career. So I don't anticipate that being something either. So we'll see, though. 8 minutes away from free agency. Who should the Heat sign? Name your top guy. Name your top guy. So I'm really thinking here, the only 2 guys that I'm legitimately fine giving the non-taxpayer mid-level to is Dorian Finney-Smith and NAW there. Those are the only ones. I want NAW, man. That's my guy. That's my free agent. I tweeted out 4 days ago, I need the Heat to find a way to get Nickeil Alexander-Walker on the team. Will it happen? I don't know. We'll see, though. We'll see. Looking at here, so I'm trying to see if there's any buzz out there around Miami. Doesn't look like there is. Don't think I see it. No, nothing crazy out there. Oh, Michael Scotto with a big one. Josh Okogie's option pushback. What a needle mover. What a needle mover. That's all I know, man. Interesting. Report out there the Raiders have no interest in trading Michael Mayer. All right, folks. We got 6 minutes to go until free agency starts. We got to get to 100 likes, guys. Can we get 9 more likes? Let's get to 100 likes before free agency starts in 5 minutes and change. There is also rumors that the Heat would be interested in bringing back Alec Burks, but I don't know if I want to bring back Alec Burks to close out the roster for Miami. I don't like that, actually. If you guys want to watch NBA coverage outside of us on TV, I guess I would say NBA TV, if you have it. We got to 100 likes. Shout out to y'all. I also want to know who is going to be the first person to send in a super chat today. Who's going to break that ice? And is it going to be before the free agency period starts here in 5 minutes? That's the question. Remember, $5, we chant Let's Go Heat, $20 shots, $50 beer bong. A lot going on here. Oh, if Alec Burks returned, it would absolutely just be on the minimum. Just the question is do you want to fill the last roster spot with Alec Burks? My thing is, you could wait a week probably to sign Alec Burks to the vet min. So it's not something that I want to do today. That's for sure. I'm letting it feel out, man. I'm letting it feel out. I ain't rushing into anything today. Burks or Duncan Robinson? I mean, Duncan Robinson is the better player. Be honest, I don't want either, to be honest. Listen, if you're going to be underneath the luxury tax, sure, I'll take Duncan Robinson. But this roster, there's just some players on this roster, I would do a lot to get them off. Buy Terry Rozier for the love of God. Kyle Anderson, I know he had some moments, but, please get off my team. You just don't fit into what I want, personally. So, can we get rid of that? And his last year of his contract next year is not guaranteed. So after this season, he's probably going to get released or waived or whatever you want to call it. But can we get him out of here, man? And if we're going to be honest too, I like Kashad Johnson, but I almost wish we didn't pick up his team option. I know it's only 1.92 mil and the Heat like him, but I would like to have a couple roster spots open to give us more flexibility in free agency and in trades. But it is what it is. Will the Heat re-sign Duncan Robinson, folks? Why for yes and for no. It's also our live pinned comment. Do the Heat re-sign Duncan Robinson? 57% of the people say no. So more people than not say it's not going to happen. But it looks almost split in the live chat. I see a lot of no's, like Tyler Hero, Eyeball, 2 Days Info, Tamiya, but a lot of yeses too. Jacob Gala, Raymond. It's pretty. I am QWERTY. It's split almost. It's like split. We're almost there, folks. Wasim's back in the building. Look at Wasim, man. The guy's just a fighter. Guy was with us earlier, back with us now. If you want to quickly make a weigh-in and like read only of like ready for Francie spam me or something like that. Let's see. Let's tap in with my sources to see if we got anything new here. Okay, here's some interesting updates, folks. A couple of quick things. Heat are aggressively trying to move Terry Rozier. I don't know. Let's just say clap it up for that. I'm happy about that. As long as they don't have to attach a first-round pick with it. Aggressively trying to move on from Rozier. Clap up for that. Now get that done. Other piece of news. There has been reports from 5 Reasons Sports Network that they aren't that in on Kuminga. There's another media friend who says that the 5 Reasons Sports Network is saying they're being lied to and that there has been preliminary discussions between Miami and Kuminga. So interesting stuff there. Those are the two updates I'll pass along. But if you're ready for free agency, spam those memes. We're 1 minute away from the top of the hour. Here we go, folks. Spam those memes if you're ready for free agency, baby. Here we go. Here we go. It's about that time. Who's going to be the first person signed? I'm going Dorian Finney-Smith to the Rockets. Do you have a prediction, Dylan?
Chris Paul to the Clippers.
Oh, a return! I love it! Chris Paul to the Clippers from Dylan. I've got Dorian Finney-Smith to the Rockets. I like it. I like it. Now, I will say they probably will wait till like 5:05 because, you know, the last time a team signed someone a minute into free agency was Miami and Chicago with Kyle Lowry and Lonzo Ball respectively, and each got forfeited second-round picks for tampering. Horseshit. There we go! It's the top of the hour! It's free agency time in the NBA! And we got the first super chat of the day as well. So at the top of the hour, we start free agency, and we got our first super chat. So now we're on watch for the first move to be made in free agency. But let's get Titus's super chat on screen here. Oh, the dagger. Do you know how to find the background? If you don't, I'll let you know. But here we go. Who is it going to be? Any moment now. Hopefully. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But I appreciate the 370 people watching. If you have not already, subscribe and join the channel. I could try to like lean over the desk here and show you if you don't know. So if you go to the editor, and if you're in the editor, just click on like the box here, like right here. Just like double click it, and then you got to go to like Studio Assets, and it should be like 2024 graphics or some crap like that. Studio Assets, yeah, like maybe that one. And then says there BGs, yeah, that one. And then You got to find the box, but it's one of them. It's one of them. We have yet to find out who signs first. We're a minute in, and no one has signed. ESPN has tennis on right now. They suck. They actually are horrible. Terrible, I say. They're terrible. I'm still waiting for the first one. And we'll get the $5 super chat on screen from Titus. Do we trade for Rui or Kuminga? Well, first let's do a Let's Go Heat chant, folks. Let's go Heat! 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 Let's go, baby. Every $5 super chat, we do a Let's Go Heat chant. Shout out to Titus Bell. But to answer your question, if you want to get on the live show, super chat will guarantee there. Do we trade for Rui or Kuminga? Well, there's a world where it happens both. Oh, it's not even a move. The Utah Jazz have guaranteed Svi Mikhailu's contract. That's not a signing. Doom. Doesn't count. They could do both, if we're going to be honest, because if you trade for Rui Hachimura, that's more or less just trading Wiggins to the Lakers for Rui and Gabe Vincent and maybe draft capital. And then you could also do that move with Wiggins to the Lakers and get that in return, but also do a sign and trade for Kuminga. So, yeah, you could do either way here, but we'll see. If you want to watch TV alongside our coverage here for the Heat, I would say turn on NBA TV. I think those are the only ones that are actually on television. ESPN's got SportsCenter on and tennis, so let's go there. But appreciate Titus for the $5 super chat, my man. And we're still waiting for the first signing. We're 3 minutes in. We haven't had one yet. Little skeptical here. I was waiting a little bit. I like the days when it was just flat out, I don't give a shit. At 5:01, we're announcing a big signing. That's good stuff. Haven't seen anything come across the wire just yet. But this is why you subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be live here all week long for NBA free agency. We have coverage of everything in the NBA, but specifically the Miami Heat. Specifically the Heat. So hit that sub button. Breaking. Yeah, Svi Mikhailu's contract. Oh, man. You see at the bottom ticker some of the moves that have already happened this offseason. Drew Holiday trade, Desmond Bane, and everything in between. I'll say this. He'd have been a couple moves made over the weekend. Re-signed Davion Mitchell to a 2-year deal. $24 million. Duncan Robinson exercises ETO. Certainly some options. But gives Miami the ability to use the non-taxpayer mid-level. Gives them the ability to have a roster spot open. And we'll see what Miami ultimately does with it. We're 5 minutes in and there has not been a signing. What do you make of this, Dylan?
I'd say it's very typical.
Yeah. I will say, usually sometimes they just don't care, but maybe they do care now. Maybe they do care.
I mean, with anything with the NBA, it never starts on time, so.
Yeah, you're correct. Maybe they're taking it from the ESPN broadcast, and people aren't going to sign until 5:15. It's a 15-minute delay. Which, listen, you're a big you're a big J broadcast guy. What do you make of that? I hate that. I can't stand it. If you tell me on the app that we're supposed to start at 4:07, 5 o'clock, 5:30, That's when I should be watching the sport begin. Not when the coverage starts. No, the sport, it's tipped off, first pitch, kickoff. That's what time it starts.
I feel like football even, always starts at 1:05. It's
Yes.
never at 1.
It's 1 o'clock. It's like 1:02, 1:03. I mean, it's like something like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the baseball does a relatively fine job at it. Like baseball 4:07. But that's about it. But I think baseball is the best at getting it started when it's on. And the app tells you it's 4:07. Okay, it's fine. Such an odd time where you have to believe it.
It's like wasting our time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we got our first news. The Kings have had meetings or arranged meetings on Zoom to talk with Dennis Schroeder and Russell Westbrook. Kings are trying to acquire both, but have other point guard options to speak with. So if the Kings are setting up meetings on Zoom with Westbrook and Schroeder, you'd have to imagine then that those two will not be signing tonight. You have to imagine. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, because we're a little bit slow on the Super Chats, I'm going to offer a one-time deal only. For the next 5 minutes, $20 beer bong. Usually it's a $20 shot. I'll do a beer bong for 20. Got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. What comes in first? The first official signing or a $20 Super Chat?
I'm going to go with the Super Chat. I believe in the fans.
I believe in the fans, too. Apparently, Chris Paul is playing to decide between the Suns and Clippers. So either way, it's going to be a reunion for Chris Paul, apparently. He's either going back to Phoenix, which is objectively hilarious, by the way. What's more funny? Chris Paul going back to Phoenix or going back to the Clippers and ultimately becoming the backup point guard for James Harden?
Yeah, I think both are a mess. So I would say the Suns are a bigger mess than the Clippers. Like, it makes a lot more sense for Chris Paul to go back to the Clippers than to go whatever the Suns are doing.
I actually agree. I just think it would be hilarious to see Chris Paul and James Harden together. So I think it's more funny if he goes back to the Clippers. That's me. But we'll see.
Devin Booker just has to get out of there on the Suns.
Yeah, I mean, that Suns team is a train wreck. It's an absolute disaster. All right, we're 9 minutes in. We don't have a signing. We don't have a signing. Oh, Jake Fisher reporting that the Kings were meeting with Malcolm Brogdon, too. Oh, boy. What an electric factory. Where were you when the first 10 minutes of free agency was all about the Kings meeting with point guards? Where were you? Nothing, Thousand Eyes. Nothing. Oh! Dylan was right. The winner of the battle of first signing or $20 Super Chat. It belongs to the Heat Report by Chat Sports because Wasim Khan's a legend. Get drunk again, Rolly. If you weren't aware, Wasim, I was not drunk. I was certainly tipsy, though. So what happened earlier today is that the Dolphins traded Jalen Ramsey. So I hopped on a live because I had to talk about that trade and the Dolphins getting Minkah Fitzpatrick back. But in that live show, we got like $200 in Super Chats. I took down 3 beer bongs on an empty stomach. And that was a disaster because then I started feeling a little bit woozy and a little giddy. And then I ate my freaking stupid salad, which didn't do anything because what is a salad going to do to a stomach that already had 3 beer bongs in it? But I will say that all happened at 12:30. And between now and then, it's like 4.5, 5 hours, I've calmed down. But we're getting right back to it with a wild cherry happy dad. Shout out to you, Wasim Khan. The $20 beer bong deal is no longer on the table. That was only for the first one. But appreciate all of y'all. We got almost 500 people in the building watching our free agency coverage. We still haven't seen a move be made yet. Unbelievable. 11 minutes in. This is ridiculous. But shout out to you, Wasim. Excuse me. Sorry. It's going to happen. That wild cherry flavor, it always just hits you, man. I'll say this. I actually despise the wild cherry flavor when just sipping on the Happy Dad. But if I'm going to chug a Happy Dad like I just did, not mad at the wild cherry. I think that and lemon lime are the two best chugging ones. That's kind of. Oh, man. I can't believe we haven't got a single signing. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Prime for ANC had deals coming in back-to-back on the dot at 6 p.m. Just ridiculous. Okay, let's ask this question again. Who is the first person that signs in free agency? You said Chris Paul to the Clippers, which is a possibility. I don't feel like that's happening tonight, though. Maybe it does. Maybe a late night. But I don't think it's going to be first. Mine was Dorian Finney-Smith to the Rockets. I actually still think that's going to be the first signing. Are you changing your pick?
Might have to look at the board again to go back and see.
Yeah, if you want to flash the top 20 free agents, go right ahead. We could just do that as B-roll. I think Dorian Finney-Smith to the Rockets ends up being the first announced signing of free agency. But you guys let me know. Jacob Gallo says Chris Paul to the Suns. I just don't think it's going to be any of the restricted free agents, so I'm looking at the unrestricted, man. You know, sneaky player I mentioned in the before free agency got away. Santi Aldama is such a fascinating guy. He's just a good basketball player, man. Not gonna headline, but you have him coming off the bench, you're gonna be excited when he comes into the ball game. He can make plays. He'll make plays. I like that. I like Aldama. I'll be fascinated to see what he gets on the open market, even though he is a restricted free agent. Even though he's restricted, I'm curious. Curious to see what he gets. But, man, we're 13 minutes in and nothing. Nothing. I thought I heard breaking news. Oh, that's old. That already happened. By the way, I'll make this statement right now. If it is a re-signing, it doesn't count as the first move. It was already reported that Jeff Green was going to re-sign. Aaron Holiday wasn't guaranteed, but a re-sign doesn't count. Re-sign doesn't count. Boring. We're going to get 15 minutes in. If it happens exactly at 5:15, Dylan, I think it's the ESPN 15-minute rule. That's my new prediction.
Could also be just Shams holding on to information until midnight.
Maybe. Yeah, Shams saying there's going to be a lot of big deals given out tonight. Yeah, okay, Shams. You're just aura farming. I don't want to hear it from you. I don't want to hear it, dude, man. Max, you're interested in Ty Jerome? I'm really not. I know he was really good for Cleveland this past year, but a guy that isn't that good defensively, unathletic guard, he was really good this year, but he was also working with Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell. I don't think he'd be able to replicate that success in Miami. So, well, here's the first move of the day, but it's a re-signing / extension, so I'm not going to count it. Jaren Jackson Jr. and the Grizzlies are agreeing to a 5-year, $240 million max renegotiation extension. So Jaren Jackson Jr. with the news so far the day at 5:15. Not that it matters because it's not a new signing, but we have at least have a move today. Triple J over in Memphis, new contract. Dude. I'm sorry. And Dylan, I know you're a hoophead here. You're a big Knicks fan, unfortunately. We won't hold it against you. We're just happy you're here. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is one of the most overrated players in the NBA.
He's very similar to Cat in that sense. If I'm like comparing the two, like there'll be days where they look like the best center in the NBA or forward rather. And then other days they just look like they don't belong on a basketball court.
Interesting. A little update here to Miami's point of view. Ian Begley, your guy Ian Begley, New York Knicks reporter, SNY. He does have sources around the league. It's just not the Knicks. He predicted, not announced, predicted that Duncan Robinson ultimately goes to the Pistons, which would be interesting. They need shooters. And with Malik Beasley potentially going to jail, prison, maybe they try to get Duncan. Now, there's reports out there that it could be a sign-and trade, could be a flat-out signing. We'll see what Detroit ultimately does. I'll say if Miami wants to do a sign-and trade, I wouldn't be that upset where they get like a player like Simone Fontecchio back from Detroit. I wouldn't hate that. But that would also put Miami back at like the max 15 players on the roster. And then at that point, I'm like, I don't know. But I will say if Miami could get like a 1 or 2 second-round picks out of a Duncan Robinson sign-and trade, I would be pretty happy about that. That's what happened a couple of years ago when the Heat did a sign-and trade with the Cavs and sent Max Strus to Cleveland. And then Miami got a couple second-round picks in return. Just continue to up this draft capital. We need more assets. All right, so it's 5/18. We still don't have an actual signing of a player moving teams. That's crazy. While we wait for the first signing, we can remind people of our Super Chat menu today. We have $5 for Let's Go Heat Chance, $20 for a shot, and if we get a $50 Super Chat, I'll do a beer bug. I'll also say this. We get to $100 in Super Chats today, I'll do a beer bong as well. Usually it's a $50 Super Chat's a beer bong, but every 100 we get today will be a beer bong. As a team. Because we're a family here. So if we amass $100, I'll do a beer bong. I'll do a beer bong. Man, still nothing. This isn't what I needed. I needed a juice off the rep to really get me moving, Dylan. Not the case. Tweeting out Adam Silver ruined the NBA.
What would be like the juiciest signing in your opinion right away?
For Miami or just in general?
For both. Let's do both.
The juiciest signing for Miami that could happen quickly is probably like an unrestricted free agent signing in that mid-level. And I'll go Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Like, he signs the non-taxpayer mid-level with Miami on like a 3 for $42 million deal, and I'd be stunned. Here it is. No, it doesn't count. I don't care. It's a re-signing. It doesn't count. All right, so the first free agent is signing. It's Santi Aldama, like I mentioned. Santi Aldama is signing a 3-year, $52.5 million deal to return to the Grizzlies. That is $17.5 million, so he gets more than the non-taxpayer mid-level like I just projected. I was like, I think it's going to surprise people about how much Aldama gets paid. We can flash that one up here. It's in there, baby. Santi Aldama re-signs with the Grizzlies on a 3-year, $52.5 million deal. That's more than the non-taxpayer mid-level. I never really thought of him as an option for Miami because I knew he was going to get paid relatively solid. But yeah, Aldama off the board, man. Do you have those player bios moved in per chance? Yeah, if you want to move him, I think Knicks or NBA has them, and just move him underneath like that other player card top, just so we can like show Aldama stats after signing or something like that. But I mean, we still haven't got a real move. I don't care. Free agency doesn't start until a player changes teams. I stand by that statement. Stand by that same statement. Fario says, why do you prefer Nickeil Alexander-Walker over Kuminga? Kuminga's the better player, yeah, but I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker fits better. One, he's a better basketball player. And that is like, I want that to be something that you guys can understand from me here. Is Johnny Kuminga better? Yes. But Nickeil Alexander-Walker is the better basketball player. Like, he fits better. He contributes to winning a little bit more. He fits on Miami much better. Him being someone that can play alongside Hero, alongside Davion, alongside Yakachonis. Like, that really intrigues me. He's such a good defender. He can hit his threes. He shot 38, 39, and 38% from three over the last 3 seasons. And I think he has a lot of on-ball creation upside as well. Played point guard a little bit in his early career days at New Orleans. Was a lead guard for the Virginia Tech Hokies when he was in college. I'm a big Nickeil Alexander-Walker guy. Big Nickeil Alexander-Walker guy. I think he would fit in a really good way. He would come in about $14 million cheaper than Kuminga. NAW would probably sign like for 3 for 42. Kuminga would be like 3 for 81. So like, I'll take NAW, man. He's also someone who I think could really grow with an expanded role. I really see that potential. All right, we're 23 minutes in and we don't have a signing. This is crazy. A meaningful signing, that is. That means changing teams. Oh, man. Lame. So I'm going to address this comment from Savage Grizzly, saying, NAW over Kuminga, are you high? Sometimes you just be saying the dumbest things ever. So Savage, I'm going to respond to you here. Because you can't give me a realistic reason why you would rather have Kuminga. I know you can't. But I'll tell you, I just gave you the reason why with NAW. One, you don't have to trade for him. You don't have to do a sign-and trade. You don't have to. You sign Kuminga, you're giving him $27 million per season, and you have to give 2 players to Golden State. You do NAW, you get him, and that's it. You don't have to do a trade. You just sign him. He's also about half the price of Jonathan Kuminga. And I will make the argument that he is more conducive to winning than Kuminga. Kuminga didn't play in the playoffs for Golden State until Steph Curry got hurt. He was out of the rotation. So, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I am fine with Kuminga coming to Miami, but I think NAW is a more winning basketball player. I'll stand on my business. Stand on my business, man. Wow, what a lame start to free agency, dude. Lame start. Well, me and Dylan were talking. Oh, baby, a triple. Look who's in the building. It's the GOAT. It's the GOAT. The GOAT is here. The GOAT is here. Dylan, you are unfamiliar with his game, but he is the GOAT of the Heat Report. I don't know who the GOAT is of the channel, of the Bulls channel, if there is one. I don't know who the GOAT is of the Vikings channel. Maybe Skull Adam. I don't know if he's still over there doing his thing. But this man right here is the GOAT of the Heat Report. And it's always good to see his face in the live chat, hanging out with the real ones, hanging out with us. Who is that man, you ask? Who is that man, you ask? I'll tell you who that man is. I'll tell you who that man is. The man is Jesus Batista! Bang! $50 super chat from the GOAT himself. What's up, Batista? How are you doing? Hopefully you're having a good time here in the offseason, Batista. And that means we're doing a beer bong. Every $50 super chat we get today is a beer bong, and every $100 we get as well is a beer bong. So this super chat, I'm doing a beer bong now, and it, now puts me $25 away from another one. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Whoa! Batista just moved to San Antonio. Batista. What's with the move? A little stunner right there, Batista. Why are you moving to San Antonio? But while you answer, because I am actually genuinely curious. I love Jesus Batista, man. I want to know. I want to know. But why you say that? Beer bong time. We got nothing going on. The NBA is ruined, Joey. The NBA is ruined. Batista said the house size, kid on the way, and 2 more dogs. Well, first of all, give a clap for Jesus Batista, the kid on the way. Shout out to you. I don't know. I don't think I knew that. But shout out to Batista. 2 more dogs as well. Jesus, where were you moving from again? I forgot. I'm sorry, but where were you moving from? Where were you at before? I knew you were in Miami. Is it really cheaper to go to San Antonio than Miami? Both have no state income tax. I guess the city of Miami is just expensive, yeah. Yeah. But congratulations, Batista. Hopefully you enjoy San Antonio. It's about what? 3 hours away from where we are? San Antonio? Is it more? It might be more. No, it's definitely west, right? I don't think you can get any more east. We're like really close to New Orleans. Or Louisiana, I should say. 4 hours west? 4 hours south. I didn't know that, actually. I thought San Antonio was more left. Interesting. Well, shout out to you, G's Batista. Appreciate you, big dog. See if I have any more updates on Miami, as we still have not had a move. Nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing new just yet. 30 minutes, nothing. Oh, looks like the camera went black for a second. Always loving that when it randomly happens. Shout out to Anointed! Shout out Batista, congratulations. Shout out to Anointed. You know what $5 super chat is? That's Let's Go Heat chant. Let's go Heat! Let's go Heat! Let's go Heat! Let's go Heat! Every $5 super chats to the Let's Go Heat chat. There it is! And I was right! The first signing of free agency is Dorian Finney-Smith to the Houston Rockets. I knew it! In your life, have you ever seen anything like that? I called it! The first actual free agent signing was Dorian Finney-Smith to the Rockets on a 4-year, $53 million deal. Comes in at about $12 million a year. Quick math, right? Yes? No? 13? 14? 14. Right? No, 13. 13.25. Figured it out. Took me a moment. 13.25, so just underneath the full non-taxpayer mid-level, Dorian Finney-Smith heads to the Houston Rockets. Now, this actually does impact Miami to a degree. And the reason why I say that is because the Lakers are now losing a 3-and-D wing that was already like someone they desperately needed. Like the Lakers defense on the perimeter was horrible. They needed to improve defense. So Dorian Finney-Smith going to Houston, leaving LA, may make the Lakers a little bit more desperate to make a trade for a 3-and-D wing like Andrew Wiggins. So maybe now Rob Pelinka is going to be like, man, I need that 3-and-D wing bad. All right, I didn't want to offer a first-round pick for Wiggins alongside Rui Hachimura and Gabe Vincent. I'll do it now to guarantee it. And maybe that happens. Oh, another signing here. Paul Reed, a.k.a. B-Ball Paul. 2-year, $11 million deal to return to the Pistons. So 2 signings come in there. Paul Reed back to the Pistons, 2 for $11. And Dorian Finney-Smith to the Rockets. I'm going to actually tweet that out about the Dorian Finney-Smith thing because I think that's important for the Heat to some capacity. Semi-important for the Heat. Lakers losing DFS could ultimately force Lakers or Pelinka to offer more to get Andrew Wiggins from Miami. Pat Riley, hold out for that first round pick or Dalton Knecht. Hold out, baby. Pat Riley, do something for me, man. Pat Riley, show me something, young man. I'll stop calling you old. Oh, the Grizzlies again! The Grizzlies make a move. And it's just re-signing Cam Spencer. 2-year, $4.5 million deal. Had a couple big plays down the stretch. Cam Spencer, former national champion for the UConn Huskies. Two-year, $4.5 million deal. All right. Who should the Heat sign, my friends? Who should they sign? As I mentioned, $20 away as well from another beer bong. So a $20 super chat would do a beer bong and a shot. Oh, boy. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. $540 people watching. Shout out to everybody hanging out with us here. Appachitos to sign Rolly. Listen, I'm sorry. I'll take a job in the Heat's front office right now. Could you imagine one day? I doubt it. It never would happen. It would never happen. I wanted to make it abundantly clear. Could you imagine one day that I am working in the Heat's front office and all of my followers here are just like, oh my God, Rolly's in. But then they would start slandering me when we're not making moves and I'm in the front office and I'm trying to make moves, but I can't because the higher-ups are denying me. Then they're all going to say Rolly was a fraud the entire time. He's not making moves. I'm like, I would. I'm sorry, I would. They would silence me over in the Heat. I'm just having fun, man. Good stuff there. Yeah, so that Dorian Finney-Smith contract, by the way, it comes in a little bit less than the maximum 14.1 non-taxpayer mid-level, but that contract does come out of it. So when you use the non-taxpayer mid-level, it doesn't have to be 14.1 mil. Anything between the biannual 5.1, 5.6, and the non-taxpayer mid-level could be counting in that. So, yeah. I'll tell you what, that Wiggins to the Lakers trade, it just feels more, I wouldn't say obvious, just more likely with Dorian Finney-Smith leaving, right? Like, they have no wing defenders on that. Their number one wing defender right now on that roster is second-round rookie Adu Thiero. Like, come on now. Come on now. Let's make some moves. Shout out to Anointed, $5 super chat. Let's go Heat. Let's go Heat. Let's go Heat. Let's go Heat. Shout out to Anointed. Was getting ready for work. Any updates for the Heat? No, nothing. The only update that I can provide is that Dorian Finney-Smith signs with the Rockets on a 4-year, $53 million deal. That's the first actual player moving team deal in free agency. And what that does do is, I think, create more of a need from the Lakers' perspective of trading for a legit 3-and-D wing. And right now, it sounds like the offer for Andrew Wiggins from the Lakers is just Rui Hachimura and Gabe Vincent, 2 expiring contracts that match Wiggins' deal. But Miami has been adamant about getting a first-round pick or Dalton Connect in that deal as well for Andrew Wiggins. The Lakers have been hesitant to offer that and have not done it yet. If the Lakers become desperate to add a talented defensive wing around Luka and LeBron, I could see them maybe adding in a first-round pick. Yeah, they still have Jared Vanderbilt, but he can't shoot the 3, and he's been so injury-prone that I think they want a guy, and although Andrew Wiggins has dealt with some injuries, that maybe is a little bit more stable. Someone says in the chat, Rolly Crazy Takes, sign Seth Curry. Signing Seth Curry would basically just be Patty Mills 2.0 from 2 years ago. Seriously. Patty Mills 2 years ago when the Heat signed him in the buyout market, used him as an off-ball movement shooter, but he can't defend and he would get picked on defensively. Same thing here. Same thing here, man. Same exact. That's what Seth Curry is at this point. He's Patty Mills 2.0, so I'm out. No good. No bueno. Not in. Anointed with another 5. Let's go Heat. Let's go Heat. Let's go Heat. $5 super chat if you got Rolly in the front office. I'm in. I'd have to work a lot more hours, but I'd be living in Miami. That'd be pretty fucking sick. And I'd get to make moves for our team. You know what I would have done? I would have drafted Kasper Siakachonis. So good job in the front office. I'm already in there. I would be trying to get NAW too. We'll see what happens there. Appreciate you, Anointed. You're a legend. Let's see if anybody else. Some people might not want to super chat because they don't want me to leave the channel. What would you guys do without me if I was in the front office? You guys would be so bored when it comes to Miami Heat basketball talk. Grizzlies and Cole Anthony are working towards a resolution that would create cap space to extend Jackson Jr. while giving Anthony. Oh, so the Grizzlies are going to trade Cole Anthony? Here's the tweet from Shams. The Grizzlies and Cole Anthony reps are working towards a resolution that would allow Memphis to create the necessary cap space to renegotiate and extend Jaren Jackson Jr. while giving Anthony the opportunity to find his next destination. So it sounds like the Grizzlies are either going to trade Cole Anthony again, who they just got back in that Desmond Bane trade, or maybe buy Cole Anthony out and then he hits the open market. Let me see what Cole Anthony's contract is. Cole Anthony's contract, he has 2 years left, $13.1 million this year, $13.1 million next year, but next year's contract is a club option. Which means it's a team option. So, interesting little tidbit there. We're 41 minutes in, and we've seen one real signing. We've seen a couple re-signings, but the only real signing is Dorian Finney-Smith to the Rockets. But that does kind of impact Miami to a degree. So we'll see. Fun stuff here, though. What about Ty Jerome? I'm out. Don't think he's a good fit. Good player, not a good fit. At least in my opinion. Just my opinion on the matter. That's just me. This is a great question. AG, Rolly, who would you trust more with the blockbuster trade, Chris Greer or Pat Riley? You know what the answer is? This is going to be sickening. It's going to be Chris Greer. Think about this, Dylan. Over the last 4 years, Chris Greer has made blockbuster trades. Traded for Jalen Ramsey, traded for Tyreek Hill, traded for Bradley Chubb. Has it worked out for the Dolphins? No. They haven't won anything. But he got it done. He take the swing. Pat Riley doesn't do big trades. So if you want for me to trust someone to get the right deal done, maybe I'll say Pat Riley. But if you just are asking who would I trust to get an actual blockbuster trade done, be Chris Greer. If Chris Greer was the GM of the Dolphins or the Heat, I promise you, he would have made a big time deal. I promise you this. If Chris Greer was the GM of the Heat, Tyler Hero would have been absolutely traded in the Jimmy Butler Bam era. There is no world where Tyler Hero would have been still on the roster. He would have shipped them out for the best available star.
Okay, got Dame.
Exactly. Yeah, so Sham is saying this means the playmaking and scoring guard is entering the marketplace. Is Cole Anthony being bought out, or is he just on the open trade market? Is that, I would have to guess the open trade market. And if people are going to ask about if the Heat should consider trading for Cole Anthony, I'm going to say no there. Cole Anthony is a combo scoring guard off the bench. He is not the best defender. I don't think he is a good fit in Miami with Jonas, with Hero, with Davion Mitchell. So I don't think if you were going to ask about him, I'm out on that. I don't think that's a necessary addition for the Heat here. Don't think it is. Baller Central with a 5. Nick, I'm sorry, but I'm blind. Could you list the free agents? All right, Baller Central, I got you. So some of the top free agents available. Myles Turner is still a free agent. We still got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Josh Giddey, Jonathan Kuminga. Yeah, you want to pull up the graphic. I'll just read off the graphic. I can't remember. That's fine. Myles Turner, Jonathan Kuminga, Josh Giddey, DeAndre Ayton, Quentin Grimes, Cam Thomas, Ty Jerome, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, D'Angelo Russell, Al Horford, Brook Lopez, Tyus Jones, I already said Al Horford, Bruce Brown, Jordan Clarkson, Dennis Schroeder, Malcolm Brogdon, Malik Beasley. Those are probably the top ones. Those are the top ones. But it looks like we did just have a signing. Wow. This is an interesting one. Jake LaRavia signs a 2-year, $12 million deal. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. We got a source off. Chris Haynes is saying that Jake LaRavia just signed a 2-year, $12 million deal to go back to the Kings. Sham says he's going to the Lakers. Which one is it? Which one is it? Is it the Kings or the Lakers? We got a source off. We got a source off. Who's going to win the source off? Who's going to win it? This is invigorating. I can't wait to see. Shout out to Anointed. Rolly, about to head to work. Are we going to have a summary video for the Heat I can watch later? Hashtag Rolly's the GOAT. Next year, my guy Rolly. Hey, I wish. Anointed, I don't know if we'll have a summary video today, but there will be a video out on the channel early tomorrow morning, Anointed, with everything that happened from night one and the rumors heading into day 2 of free agency. I think the only way I make a video again today is if the Heat make a move or like Duncan Robinson signs somewhere else or something like that. Like I don't think I'm making a video just recapping the action on the Heat channel if nothing happens. But I would be back tomorrow morning with a video on the latest. For sure. That $5 super chat from Anointed, by the way, got us to $100 exactly in super chats. So, time for beer bong number 3. Time for beer bong number 3. Let's do it. Shout out to you, Anointed. Shout out to Jesus Batista and everyone who has got us to $100. How about we have not seen an updated tweet from Chris Haynes? What's the situation? Is it the Kings or is it the Lakers? This is exhilarating. This is exhilarating. But while we wait for the actual report to be finalized, shout out to the $100 in super chat pass. Oh, Chris Haynes is terrible. It's to the Lakers. All right. Shout out to everybody. It's official. LaRavia is going to the Lakers. Here is the passing $100 super chat. Excuse me. Third beer bong in the books. Yes, sir. All right. Appreciate everybody hanging in with us here. Another super chat here by Baller Central. Who interests you for us? Top 5? Thanks. All right, Baller Central. I got you. Number 1 for me is Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He could sign him to a non-taxpayer mid-level exception up to $14.1 million. Could do it over like 4 years, maybe max of 5. But I would certainly be interested in that, without a question. I think he's a great fit in Miami. I love NAW. Another player that intrigues me is Jonathan Kuminga. If you did a sign and trade, I'll be honest. Outside of that, I don't know if I'm really that intrigued with anyone. I'll be quite frank. Like I'm really not. If I am Miami, I would think about doing NAW on the non-taxpayer mid-level. I would think about the Kuminga sign and trade, and then outside of that, I would contemplate trading away Andrew Wiggins, trading away Terry Rozier, and that kind of being my offseason. If you want to re-sign Duncan on like a 3 for 30 to where you stay underneath the luxury tax but keep him around on a cheaper contract, I'm cool with that. If you miss out on that, I would be fine going back to like a Luke Kennard $5 million deal. So Kennard intrigues me for sure. I will say Luke Kornet actually intrigues me. I think you get him for like a $5 million deal. I'd give him 2 for 10 to be my backup center for the next 2 years to Bam and Khalil Ware. So those are mine. Those are the ones that intrigue me. So Baller Central, I would say my 5, I guess, is Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jonathan Kuminga, Luke Kennard, and Luke Kornet, with a 5th one being bringing back Duncan Robinson. Those are my 5. Those are my 5. Oh, that's unbelievable. These guys are the worst. They put up the fake tweet. Unbelievable. Or not fake tweet, the edited tweet. Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous stuff out of NBA TV. Jay Townsend! What's up, Jay? Jay, how's it going? I feel like I haven't seen you on the live shows in a while. Jay was, by the way, Dylan, you don't know this, you weren't working here. Jay was an he was a madman last year. It was the first day or second day of free agency. Jay sent in like a ridiculous amount of super chats. It was awesome. It was a great stream. It was one of our, I think it was actually the best stream we've ever done at the company or at the channel. Not even kidding. Like, I look back at it, the best stream we've ever had in terms of like revenue and like views and stuff like that was NBA Free Agency day 1 or day 2 last year because of Jay Townsend. What a legend he is. $5. Good to see you again, Jay. He hit me up in the DMs the other day on IG. So appreciated that, Jay. You're our best. Who are we serious about? I kind of just mentioned it. It sounds like Miami is trying to do a couple things. What they're most focused on right now is maybe trading Terry Rozier and maybe trading Andrew Wiggins. That's what they're most focused about. But they're also interested in maybe re-signing Duncan Robinson, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. It was reported earlier today by a reporter who covers the Timberwolves and a really good reporter for The Athletic that the Heat are interested in NAW. So I would believe that. And I would also consider them interested in Luke Kennard a little bit. I heard a little through the grapevine that they could be interested in Kennard to replace Duncan if he ultimately leaves. That's also another thing that they're interested in. So that's just a couple things that I'm intrigued in. But appreciate you coming in with the $5, Jay. That's also a let's go Heat! Let's go Heat! Let's go Heat! Shout out to you. I saw someone say I'm hearing John Collins. Yeah, that would be the Terry Rozier deal. Collins and Rozier have basically the same contracts, both 1 year left, $26.6 million. So it would be like a Rozier for John Collins swap. Maybe some second-round picks involved as well, but that's probably all it would be. Which I'm fine with that. I don't love the fit, but it's better than Rozier, that's for sure. Someone's saying that D'Lo is closing on a deal with the Mavericks. I mean, I know that was a lot reported. I just cited it in production. Rolly sources, D'Lo is closing in on a contract with the Mavs. Putting my legacy on the line for Jeffrey Cooperstein. We'll see if it comes to fruition. But my guy is close. I trust my guy. I trust my guy. Make sure you do follow me on Twitter for the 600 people watching. I tweet about the Heat daily. At Nic_Rohloff is my handle. If you want more updates around Miami, go give me a follow, man. Also, take this time to eat a little snack. I felt like this was melting, so I got to eat it. It's hot in the studio. Oh, protein bar, baby. Appreciate it. You know what? Anyone who follows me over the next minute, 2 minutes, give a shout out on the live show. You guys should do it anyway because you'll just be informed on everything Miami. But no Kyle Lowry returning. Not happening. First apron hard cap triggered for the Lakers. They got $14 million in space. Just report it out there. Miles Bridges, hell no. Keep him away from my team. Yeah. Shout out Hero Culture. Shout out P Drizzle. P Drizzle. Appreciate y'all for the follows. Remember, if anyone follows me, see you right there. Give a shout out. Shout out to Palel Muse. I feel like we have no offense to whoever just followed me, Palel Muse on Twitter. I appreciate it. I feel like we already have a Palel Larson Muse. So, are you trying to create another one? I feel like we already have one. I'm pretty sure one already follows me. I don't know. Oh, it's a bad protein bar. I've never had that flavor before. It's bad. Ow. Biting your cheek might be the worst thing in the history of mankind. That hurts so bad. Oh, that's the worst. What's worse, biting your lip or biting your cheek?
I'd say probably biting your cheek.
I agree. It's painful. I did not enjoy that.
Because that's like one where you don't even know that's going to happen, and then you do it, and it's just pain.
Yeah. No one caught me, and it was just a dagger straight to the heart. That hurt. Brett Siegel reporting on Nickeil Alexander-Walker says Rockets are out on him after signing Dorian Finney-Smith. Clippers are viewed as a long shot. Still likely Atlanta or Detroit. And I'll say this. If the Detroit Pistons sign Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I would expect that to potentially put him out of Detroit, out of the Duncan Robinson type of business. Excuse me. So that's one thing to keep an eye on. All right. 1 hour in. Wow. Big deal here. A little surprised by this one. Trey Jones agrees to a 3-year, $24 million deal to return to the Chicago Bulls. Interesting there. Oh. Here comes Barry Jackson being the bearer of bad news. Someone asked Barry Jackson, any Heat news? Barry goes, they have their team unless somebody gives them something good for Andrew Wiggins or Scary Terry. I mean, just an unbelievably cooked franchise. Fine with their team besides that. Just can we be an aggressive front office for one time in our lives? One time. That's all I ask. I wouldn't say it's running it back. I think running it back gets thrown out there too much. I think it gets thrown out there a little too much. And there it is. D'Lo to the Mavericks on a 2-year, $13 million deal. Rolly sources. Two years, 13. It was expected, but it's official. 2 years, $13 million deal. D'Angelo Russell as of the Dallas Mavericks. He'll be their likely starting point guard for the foreseeable future until Kyrie Irving returns from injury. Not a bad pickup whatsoever. Not a bad pickup whatsoever. He's an interesting player for sure. He can be really good at times. He can be really bad at times. It gets dicey. It's dicey for sure. Yeah, he's not the worst option to hold you over until Kyrie's back, but it's not the best option either. Keanu's trying to speak this into existence that the Heat are signing Russell Westbrook. That's not happening. That just ain't happening, brother. He might have. Why? They can absolutely hate him still. D'Angelo Russell's the one that moves the needle. Do the Heat... You know what? Let's make this weigh in. Do the Heat make a move tonight? Yes or no? I think that's the biggest question of the day. I'm going to change the live poll to that, too. Do the Heat make a move today? Bobby Marks tweeting out that D'Lo signing is with the 5.68 tax mid-level exception. How does that work if it's 2 years, 13 mil? The math ain't math in there, Dylan. 5.6 times 2 is not 13. Unless I'm just really bad at math.
Your math is right.
Okay, good. I wasn't sure if my Bonaventure education was not good enough there. It's not as good as the Quinnipiac. Yeah, that's how you say it. We're going to have a competition in the office. Quinnipiac versus St. Bonaventure.
Be recruiting, you don't know.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm not kind of out of the loop. You're the guy you know did already get it, right?
Yeah.
Oh! A big trade in the NBA! The Denver Nuggets are trading Michael Porter Jr. and a 2032 unprotected first-round pick to the Brooklyn Nets for Cam Johnson. Wow. What a big trade. That is just a flat-out awesome trade for the Denver Nuggets. I know some people are going to react and be like, holy crap, a 2032 first-round pick, unprotected. That's in, what, 6-7 years? Nikola Jokic could be retired. You got to try to capitalize on this window you have right now with Nikola Jokic. And Cam Johnson is just a significantly better player than Michael Porter Jr. He's as good as a shooter. He's a way better defender. This is just a great move, in my opinion, for the Denver Nuggets. Anybody who thinks they're basically the same player, that's just uninformed and uneducated. Michael Porter Jr. is one of the worst defenders in the NBA. Cam Johnson is one of the best. It's a big trade, man. Like that deal for Denver. Oh, and we're cooking with gas now, Dilly. We're cooking with gas. Ty Jerome, 3 years, $28 million to the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies are the most active team in the league without question today. Ty Jerome gets 3 for 28, coming in at $9.3 million per season. The final year of that deal is a player option. Stove is hot in the NBA. Took an hour, but stove is hot. Stove is hot. And that's all we can ask for. All we can ask for. That's a big trade. Michael Porter Jr. to the Nets. Cam Johnson to the Nuggets. I really like that deal for Denver, man. Really like that deal. I did see that the Pistons are very much interested in a sign-and trade for Duncan Robinson. I also did just see that Ty Jerome, who is one of the leading voters for Sixth Man of the Year, got a 3-year, $28 million deal with the Grizzlies. Once you saw the Cavs trade for Lonzo Ball, that's exactly how you knew that, that the Ty Jerome era, if you will, in Cleveland was over. That's how you knew. Almost 700 people watching. $5 super chat from Jay. If we don't do anything else, we're just running it back. This is pathetic. You already know how I feel about Pat. Yes, I do, Jay. Now, can I say something? And listen, as someone who is the leader of the clubhouse of like Pat Riley's washed and he doesn't make any moves. Like, I don't know if I'm really going to be that upset this offseason out of all of the offseasons. Because, like, I was a little bit bummed we didn't get Kevin Durant, sure. But they drafted Jonas. They brought back Davion Mitchell. Like, your rotation next year is going to be, as of at least it's currently sitting, Cass, Hero, Wiggins, Bam, Ware, Jovic, Davion, Hawkes, Haywood, Palau. That's your top 10. Like, it's not the worst idea to just let it be this season. You have your unprotected 2026 first, and you kind of just let it ride next year. And then you make next year moves in the offseason when you have more cap space with Rozier coming off of the book. So it's a double-edged sword. Like, I know people want moves, but I don't want to rush into a bad move. There's a couple moves that I would make. I would contemplate a Jonathan Kuminga sign and trade. I would sign Nickeil Alexander-Walker to the non-taxpayer mid-level. But I'm not going to rush into a bad deal right now. I'm not. Not doing it. Not doing it. $5 super chat from Vibes Events. NBA is going away from super teams. I think we keep our young core and maybe trade Jaime, Rozier, and Wiggins. I mean, that's kind of where we're leading to, Vibes. I don't disagree with you whatsoever. I mean, that's kind of what it feels like, right? It's like the Heat aren't going to make a big move. They're going to try to trade Terry Rozier. I don't know if Jaime could be included in that. Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. But definitely Rozier and Wiggins. Wiggins to the Lakers continues to be an interesting possibility. Rozier maybe to the Jazz for John Collins is something that's been floated out there. So we'll see. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, appreciate all the $5 super chats. Oh, Kevin Porter Jr. re-signs to the Bucks, 2 years, $11 million. Player option for next year. The Porter Juniors are on the move tonight. Appreciate the 700 people who are watching. KPJ, the most recent signing, 2 years, $11 million to return to the Bucks. There's still some big players out there in free agency. Myles Turner, Kuminga, Giddey, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. All interesting options here. All interesting options for sure. Another $5 super chat. Shout out to Baller Central. Let's go Heat. Let's go Heat. Let's go Heat. Is there any way we could trade Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, and Terry Rozier to get Jonathan and John Collins? Oh, okay. Thank you. I've just never heard of him just referred as Jonathan. I was at a loss. I was thinking Isaac? Jonathan Isaac. No. No. Reason why I say no is because if you do the Jonathan Kuminga thing, the most amount of money the Warriors could take back in a sign and trade for Kuminga is 50% of what Kuminga gets in that first year. So say you give Kuminga $27 million. That means that the only contract that the Warriors could return is if they got about $13 million in return. So to me, if you did a sign and trade for Kuminga, I think it would be Kyle Anderson and Jaime Jaquez Jr. to Golden State. And when it comes to John Collins, he makes $26 million. So it would probably be Terry Rozier in second. So there's a world where you do like Kyle Anderson, Terry Rozier, and Jaquez plus a couple seconds for Kuminga and John Collins. But Andrew Wiggins and Rozier would both not be traded for them too. It's impossible. It would be impossible. He just put out a highlight for Kasparas Yakachonis. Aura. Retweeting this. Aura. Kasparas Yakachonis has aura. That's all I need to know. Aura, aura, aura. Wow. Wow, what a signing here. Shout out to Wasim at $2. Bull ownership or Pat Riley? The Bulls don't try. Yeah, no. I'll take Pat Riley over Bulls ownership every other week. The Bulls ownership is an absolute travesty to America. We want to complain about Pat Riley. We can do that all we want. There is nothing worse than the Bulls ownership. They're in a massive market and they don't spend money. Like, as much as people want to complain about the Heat not making moves, they're in the luxury tax more years than not. So, yeah, I mean, you gotta at least respect that we're paying people. The Bulls people, they don't pay people. They're cheap. They don't make moves. It's terrible, and they're inept, trading away terrible players, or trading away decent players for terrible return. Little update here: Bruce Brown, 1-year deal back to the Nuggets. Obviously, helped them win a title in 2023. Then signed a 2-year, $40 million deal with Indiana. Then he was traded to Toronto and then traded to New Orleans. It's been a disaster of a tenure for Bruce Brown ever since leaving Denver. So he returns back there to a 1-year deal. No number there. So I'm curious to see if that's like the taxpayer mid-level of $5.6 million. Is it vet min? I doubt it's vet min, but Cam Johnson and Bruce Brown Jr. to the Nuggets. I like what Denver's done early in this offseason. I like what the Nuggets have done here as they look to try to get back to the top of the Western Conference. Listen, they took the Thunder to 7, and I'll be honest. I like Cam Johnson to Denver a lot. That's a great deal. Like, I just don't think many people understand how better Cam Johnson is than Michael Porter Jr. Like, he's just such a better winning basketball player with his defense. I love it. I love it. Whoa! Interesting signing here. Kevon Looney signs a 2-year, $16 million deal with the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans add another center. So now they have Yves Missi, Derek Queen, and Kevon Looney. I am just more or less fascinated with that money. $8 million per season for Looney? Is Luke Cornett going to get way more than the $5.6 million taxpayer mid-level? I guess maybe he is. Wow. Interesting. Interesting. 700 people watching. Make sure you've hit that thumbs up icon if you haven't already. Let's get to 300 likes. You know what? We get to 300 likes, I'll take a shot. We're at 215. Come on, let's get to 300 likes right now. We're starting to see some moves, though. Starting to see some moves come in here. Miami still hasn't done anything. Wow, Mark Spears reported that the Warriors are optimistic they end up keeping Jonathan Kuminga. Interesting. Not happy. We'll see if it comes official. Mr. DJ's in the building. Hi from work. What's up, Mr. DJ? Let's go Heat! Let's go Heat! Let's go Heat! Remember, every $5 super chat today is a Let's Go Heat chant. We also got $20 shots, $50 beer bongs. Every $100 we get in total today is also an extra beer bong. We are $70 away from our next beer bong, or $50 would do it. Mr. DJ's passing by. Well, Mr. DJ, it's always good to see you, my friend. Hopefully you're doing good. I'll say this too, like an underrated part. That deal with Michael Porter Jr. and Cam Johnson, the Nuggets saved $17 million in cap space. So they get the better player and save $17 million in cap space. Yeah, that's worth sending that 2032 first. I'm sorry. They're trying to compete for a title now. That's worth it. It's worth it to me. It is. That's the type of move that I wish like the Heat were willing to make. Like, not the craziest upgrade, but a slightly lateral move that ultimately pays bigger dividends. So that's the type of move that I wish Miami made more in their Jimmy Butler era, but it's all right. It is what it is. We're past that. We're moving on. That's all that matters. We're moving on, man. Miami has not made any moves today. I will say the Warriors losing Kevon Looney might ultimately make the rumored Al Horford to the Warriors move actually get confirmed and happen. So that's an underrated part of that move. So it's not been reported by any big players, but Fred Katz is reporting that the Kings signed Dennis Schroeder. But no big-time reporter has said that. Yeah, I feel like that's the next domino to fall. Schroeder to the Kings, according to Fred Katz. We'll see if that's actually confirmed or not by anyone. Do I think Pat Riley's sleeping right now? No, man. No. Pat Riley's at a Chinese buffet. Grade the trade. I like this. We could talk about the rest of it. A, B, C, D, or F for Cam Johnson to the Nuggets. What if the Heat got Malcolm Brogdon? I'd take him out in the vet min. Do I think it happens? No. But I would take him on the vet min. The truth is, after getting Kasper Siakachonis, like, I have point guards. $5 super chat for my guy Tim Green. Let's go Heat. Let's go Heat. Let's go Heat. Is there a trade that you would be absolutely mad about for the Heat to make? Like, if they make the trade, I'll be mad that they made it. Tim, I'm looking in the comment section. I want to make sure I want to answer this correctly. Like, you'll be mad about, like, I would be mad that the Heat did this trade. Is that what you're asking? Oh, I'm looking in the live chat. Looking at the live chat. Top needs for the Heat, in their opinion, for free agent signing, I'll go athletic wings and a backup big man. And shooting off the bench. Those are my three. Shooting off the bench, backup center, and more athletic wings. Yeah, did the trade. I would legitimately be upset if the Heat traded for DeMar DeRozan. At this point, I'd be upset. What's up, Joe Lawton? Yeah, no, I would actually be upset if the Heat traded for DeRozan. The only way I'm fine with it is if it's like DeRozan for Rozier straight up. Oh, wow. Luke Kornet to the Spurs on a way bigger deal than I thought. Luke Kornet signs a 4-year, $41 million deal with the San Antonio Spurs. I thought there was a chance you got him on a 2-year, $10 million deal. He gets $10 million per season to be the backup center to Victor Wembanyama and company. Wow, good for him. Good for Luke Kornet. He's been a really good player for Boston. Sneaky good player. Good for him, man. Good for him. Spurs are going to be a good squad next year. Spurs are going to be a good squad. Luke Kornet, big-time deal. Didn't anticipate that one, man. It's a shocker. So we're starting to get some moves here. The last hour has been pretty big. The first 30 minutes was non-existent, but the next hour has been pretty solid. This is a good question. Will the Heat re-sign Duncan Robinson? I would say he's the top free agent for Miami at this point, since they already re-signed Davion Mitchell. So, Barry Jackson with a new report on Kuminga. Let me see if I can read it here. Oh, they're shadow banning me, man. Let me see if I get this. Getting shadow banned. I can't read it. I want to read it. What if I want to read the link, man? I lean yes more than no. I lean yes. I think they give him like a 3 for 30 deal or something like that. That's my guess. Wow. Clint Capella back to the Rockets. 3-year, $21 million. Three-year, $21 million for the big man. Clint Capella goes back to Houston. So that's fascinating to me because they have Alperen Şengün. They re-signed Steven Adams. And now why do they bring in Clint Capella? I don't understand that.
Maybe there's like an injury or something that they're trying to like, monitor.
I don't know. Interesting. All right. Can you take over for one quick second? I got to go to the bathroom. Been drinking a lot of beer bongs, brutal. If you want to talk to Dylan, go ahead. Ask him any questions. He's not a Heat fan, but he'll give you his thoughts. Or we can play a game. How about this? While I'm going to the bathroom, every $10 super chat, I'll do a shot. So usually $20 shots. While I'm going to the bathroom, $10 shots. Only when I'm gone. When I come back, the deal is over. $7 million a year for a backup center at this day and age, it's not a bad deal. I'm just shocked that they did it when they already extended Steven Adams. Interesting. Dylan's ready to roll. I'll be right back, folks. Remember, $10 super chats while I'm gone. Shots.
Alrighty. What's up, everyone? How you guys doing on this nice free agency frenzy for the NBA? So the Heat have still yet to make a move. What's up to you too, Solon? Glad to have you here on this nice Monday. What's up, Vid Bully? Who else do we got in here? We got Viper saying Pat Riley is sleeping. Yeah, no moves. Still no moves. We got TWXVY saying what up to me. What up right back? Poetic Vibes. Is it obvious with Kiro scoring 4 points in an elimination game and he's not that guy? Tyler Hero is a mixed bag from what I've seen. Like, some days he'll just go ahead and shoot lights out, and then the next game he's just locked down. So it really just depends what direction the Heat want to move forward in. If they still believe in Hero, I still think that will be who they roll with. What up, Wasim? What up, Kunai? What up, Andrew? Kenny Strassi Music? I hope I got that right. What up, Tina? How you guys doing? Notice saying I want to trade for Markelle Fultz. Yeah, I don't think Rolly would be on board with that. Same with Ben Simmons. I don't know if you could get players that just can't shoot the ball at all. Jan, I am a Knicks fan, and I know on a Heat channel I'm not welcomed here most of the time, so... But I'm from, like, the New York area, so that's why. Thank you, Poetic. Tina saying Karras to Detroit. Let's see. Yeah, you'd be right. Karis LeVert going to the Detroit Pistons on a 2-year, $29 million deal. I'm not a Giants fan, I'm a Jets fan, and I know both those teams suck, so... Yeah, New York sports hasn't been good for as long as I've been living, pretty much. We have the Yankees, and that's about it. Yeah, the Knicks, they're a mixed bag also. They ended in the same spot as the Heat. Am I a soccer fan? Kinda. I mean, I kinda watch the U.S. national team, but in terms of actually having a club, not really. I like players. Like Son on Tottenham. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, Chicago sports aren't much better. Javier with the Go Yankees. Yeah, they had a good series. Very good series. We got a new report. Karis LeVert.
I know. Oh, it doesn't look like anybody jumped on that deal, Dylan.
No.
All right, back in action here. No $10 super chats while I'm gone, so no shots. Not going to complain about that. But we did get some interesting news that affects Miami. Karis LeVert, as Dylan probably mentioned, signed a 2-year, $29 million deal with the Pistons. My question is, does that take them out of the Duncan Robinson game, who has probably been the biggest team connected to Duncan outside of Miami after he became an unrestricted free agent when he took the ETO? What did you say? Oh. Oh, man. Does that take Duncan out of the market for Detroit? Listen, they had about $17 million in cap space before free agency, which means they could just do this Karis LeVert deal and then do a sign and trade with Miami for Duncan, which it has always been reported that if the Pistons did do the Duncan Robinson deal, they would end up making it a sign and trade. And this maybe just further confirms those reports that maybe it is a sign and trade for Duncan to Duncan to Detroit, sorry. Also reported that, I'll read it out here, Miami has currently bypassed setting up a meeting with Warriors restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga and did not aggressively pursue him in the first hour of free agency. There has been contact between the parties, but no aggressive pursuit at this point. So Kuminga to the Heat seeming less and less likely at this point. So we'll see there. Kuminga could ultimately just return to the Warriors. Maybe if the market is so dry for JK, he just opts into that qualifying offer, plays on $8.7 million, and then becomes an unrestricted free agent next year. That's certainly a possibility. It'll be an interesting one. Something we will monitor. No, I am not the official Heat spokesperson. I have no affiliation with the Miami Heat. I just cover them and have a YouTube channel that covers the Heat. I am not associated with the Heat whatsoever. Don't want that to get twisted. I do not speak for the team by any stretch. Who contributes to winning basketball more? Hero or Duncan? Tyler Hero. Come on. Duncan's really good. He works really well with Bam and is a sniper. But Hero is an all-star. They both play no defense. And Hero's an infinitely better offensive player. Come on. Oh, man. Will the Heat make a move tonight? I lean no at this point. It sounds like the only move Miami would make is if they traded Andrew Wiggins or Rozier. I don't think they're going to sign anyone. I think they're going to keep that extra roster spot open that they have a little bit more, and just say, hey, if we make a trade, we can have that roster spot open to take two people in back. I just don't see the Heat making a signing tonight, unfortunately. Fortunately, I don't. Been live for over 2 hours. I'll say this, Dylan. I think if the Heat don't make a move, 8 o'clock is the hard cutoff. 3 hours after free agency, so a 3.5 hour stream. If the Heat don't make a move, I think, or aren't severely rumored to make one, and like a crazy report doesn't come out, I think that would be one. So, yeah, well, I'll be sleeping because I'm gonna be exhausted. Yeah, I fell asleep last night around 12. Woke up at 4:15. Then slept for 2 hours on the plane ride. So I've got about 6 hours of sleep in me. And then I took a nap for an hour. So I suppose it was about 7. Yeah, it's just spread out. Like 4, up for an hour, sleeping for 2, up for an hour, sleeping for 1. Not fun. You don't feel rested and energized when you have that split. Like 7 hours straight of sleeping is infinitely better than the 7 hours of sleep I just outlined. So, is Pat Riley sleeping? Is Pat Riley sleeping? I still like. I think the most interesting signing of the day for me, Dylan, is the Rockets going with Capella. They already had Steven Adams and Alperen Şengün. Was there really a need to add another center to that rotation?
Say it's either that or Looney. The fact that he got paid like that. But then you saw Cornette and what he got. I mean, the center market this year, they got paid.
Yeah, center market's maybe way more expensive than I thought. Listen, Tony Wiley jokes in the chat about the Heat make a move. The only move will be re-signing Drew Smith. Apparently, Drew Smith, who is a restricted free agent, by the way, the Heat have offered him a 2-way contract for this year. Right now, the only player on a 2-way contract for Miami is UDFA center Vlad Golden out of Michigan, who we'll see at the Heat Summer League squad. The report is there's a 2-way offer on the channel or on the table for Drew Smith. But he has not accepted it yet. Maybe he wants to see if he can get a standard contract. I will say, it does feel like Cam Whitmore is absolutely going to be traded away. I feel like. Also, I'll say is that it sounds like Duncan Robinson is back to Miami or it's a sign and trade. Because I think the only team that could have signed him outright to a deal without making a sign and trade was the Pistons and the Nets. I don't see the Nets doing it. And the Pistons ultimately did Karis LeVert. Now, that doesn't take him out of it fully because, like I said, they could do a sign and trade with the Heat for Duncan Robinson. But it certainly makes it a little more likely that he's ultimately back with Miami. That's what I would say. I like this. You know what? Let's break our record for the most comments in 1 minute. Everybody spam 305 in the live chat. Obviously, the Miami area code. We're the Miami Heat. Spam those 305. Let's get the chat rate spiking, baby. We're starting it. Who's joining us? Let's break the record. Let's do it. The highest chat rate we had today was 64. We got it. Let's get to 100. Without a question, let's get to a chat rate of 100. Spam those 305s, baby. I like where we're at. We're off to a good start. Keep on spamming those 305s. We're at 24. The goal is to get to 100 chat right here. Let's go. Let's do it, baby. Let's have some fun. I can't wait to see the first update after the 24 update. I think the next update's going to be 75. The question is, can we get to 100? The goal is 100. The goal is 100. When that next update coming in, give me something. Give me something. Give me something. Give me something good. Give me something good. When's this update coming in, man? Give me that chat rate spike. What is it? Oh, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it yet. Dylan, are you unmuted? Oh, there it is. 146. Way to be, fellas. Way to be. Way to be. Everyone clap it up for themselves. Everybody clap it up in the chat. Way to work. Way to work. Way to work. Hey, we're working harder than the Heat are. That's for sure. We're working hard in the Heat. See a lot of people saying get the Kuminga deal done. I just don't see that happening, man. Based off what everything has been reported, I don't think the Heat go after him. And I'm fine with that. I really am. I was open to it. But I'm not all in on it by any means. Well, even though I kind of said I was all in on it in the video earlier, I suppose. I don't know. All right, we've had a little bit of a lull here. The last signing was Karis LeVert. We've hit a lull. We've hit a lull. City of Julio, Heat report what place did, as I say that. Wow. Wow. This might be the most stunning one of the day. I got to be honest. I didn't think there was a world where this happens. Brook Lopez to the Los Angeles Clippers. 2 years, $18 million. There was a little bit of buzz about Brook Lopez to the Lakers, but not the Clippers. The Los Angeles Clippers get their backup big man to Ivica Zubac. The 37, 38-year-old floor spacing big man who can still protect the paint, but doesn't give you much offensively outside of a three-point shot at this point. I never understood the fit of him and the Lakers because the Lakers need a big man that can rim run and catch lobs from Luka and rim protect. So, interesting deal there. That just confirms to me that Deandre Ayton will inevitably be a Los Angeles Laker. But the Clippers get a little bit interesting here. Call them the AARP squad if they ultimately sign Chris Paul. I mean, can you imagine this? Lopez, Kawhi, Harden, CP3. That's a lot of old people right there, man. A lot of old people. Could mean a lot of injuries as well. I think that is the most interesting signing of the day, in my opinion. I really do. That and the Clint Capella, I just still don't understand that one. Yeah, I guess. Wasim's calling him the all-ligament team. Kind of has me dead. I can't lie. Vidbully saying, Rolly, tell Riley to get Siakam. Why would the Pacers ever trade Pascal Siakam. He just led him to the NBA Finals. Lawnmower Balls. Nice name. $2 super chat. Andrew Wiggins and a pick for RJ Barrett. Hell no. That would be one of the worst trades, I think, imaginable. Oh, that's horrible. RJ Barrett makes more money than Andrew Wiggins. RJ Barrett has 3 years left on his deal. Wiggins has 1 year guaranteed this year, then a player option, but he's likely going to opt in. No. RJ Barrett is not good. I don't think he's good. I would rather have Andrew Wiggins as an asset than RJ Barrett. I stand by that. Because of the contracts, I would rather have Wiggins because he's under contract for only 2 more years for a cheaper price tag. Like RJ, no. He is not that. So that's a hard no on that. Hard no there. Hard no there. Oh, 650 people still watching. Appreciate everyone hanging out with us. As we're just chilling like a villain, reacting to all these signings. I want Elfrid Payton? No. No. Deandre Ayton has not signed yet. Hoops is trying to steal my flow. It's embarrassing out of him. I didn't realize someone could be so petty and jealous is what it is. Oof. Will the Heat make a move tonight? I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't think they do, man. That signing for the Clippers comes out of the non-taxpayer mid-level. Yeah. Heat need to learn how to make a move like the Panthers. Panthers, I mean, back-to-back Stanley Cups. Nothing around Miami right now, man. Nothing in Miami going on. Boring. Shout out Pigeon Base for spicing it up. What's up, Pigeon Base? Hopefully you're doing good, man. Literally watched a random Panthers video today and instantly we re-signed Brad Marchand. Been checking on YouTube for Heat activity, just rumors. Is our front office actually making calls in LA or more wishful thinking? No, there have been conversations between Miami and LA. It's been reported that the Heat have asked for a first-round pick or Dalton Connect alongside a salary in Rui Hachimura and Gabe Vincent, and the Lakers have been unwilling to do that to this point. I do think there is a chance that the Lakers ultimately offer that first-round pick that Miami's looking for or Dalton Connect because Dorian Finney-Smith no longer is on the table for LA. He signed with the Rockets. So, you never know. You never know. You never know. But appreciate the $10 super chat. Oh boy, Pigeon Base. That doesn't sound good. Hopefully you feel better. Mo Wagner is declined. So Wagner has been declined for a while. He's in unrestricted. I think he got an injury, though. I don't know if he'll be ready for this season. He tore his ACL actually against Miami in December. So I don't know when he would be ready to return. But I'll say this. I would take Mo Wagner as a backup center. A lot of energy. 620 people watching. If you haven't already, hit that sub button. Can we get to 23,500? We're 31 away. 31 away. Hit that sub button. Daily Heat content. I assume we'll be live tomorrow again in some capacity. Whether it's me on our Chat Sports channel, we'll simulcasting, or live again on the channel. Either way, hit that sub button. Covering the Heat daily, man. Officially 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time. As I mentioned, if the Heat do not make a move in the next hour, we will probably sign off at 9 Eastern Time. Barry Jackson with a new tweet. Let's read what he has to say. I'm not going to spend any more time complaining, but I will say this. Though tanking doesn't often work, I don't understand why any team would totally rule out trading its best players for a boatload of assets if it's nowhere near a contender and has no realistic path to get there and snap out of malice. There's no shame in torching it and starting over. It's not above or beneath anyone. Barry Jackson has been very open about how he would be interested in potentially trading both Hero and Bam to get like 8 or 9 first-round picks and then ultimately sign and like use the draft picks to make a trade or something like that and build around the young guy. Oh, man. Last move was Brooke Lopez 13 minutes ago. It's so funny during free agency streams, whether it's the NFL, NBA. It's like something doesn't happen for 10 minutes, and it's like, oh, I'm bored. Do something. Yeah, Sham says there's big deals coming. Well, there has been a couple big deals. The Michael Porter Jr. Cam Johnson trade was pretty massive. That's pretty huge. Like, I think that's really big, and I think people aren't realizing how big that actually is. What else has happened today that's been kind of crazy? Nothing really. The only trade, Luke Cornett signs a big deal with the Spurs, sure. But Myles Turner still out there, Nickeil Alexander-Walker still out there. Kuminga's market's a little dry. So yeah, I mean, the Cam Johnson one's big. Cam Johnson one's big. The Heat have not signed anyone, no. Heat have not signed anyone. And I gotta be honest, I don't think they do. Don't think it does. Just it's a little underwhelming, I think, from this Heat front office, man. It doesn't surprise me, really. Does not surprise me. Let's do if you want another signing. Yeah, the Heat are $12 million underneath the luxury tax. So they have the full non-taxpayer mid-level. They could sign someone up to $14 million on a 3-4 year deal if they wanted to. If you want another signing, spam me. I want one. I need something. I need juice. My eyes are getting heavy again. That Celsius is starting to wear off a little bit. Oh, doom. Atlanta and Minnesota are in active conversations on a sign and trade for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That could be a doom. Not official, but Jake Fisher's saying it. We'll see what happens. Oh my God. Luka Garza to the Celtics. There's a move. We asked if we want another signing. We got a signing. Atlanta Hawks are washing us, bro. Apparently, Cam Whitmore might be traded to the Lakers, and if that's the case, we're doomed. Because Andrew Wiggins is staying a member of the Miami Heat then at that point. Luka Garza to the Celtics. Ugh. Dang. I gotta be honest. I knew it was not likely that Nickeil Alexander-Walker was gonna be a member of the Heat, but I held out hope. I did. I got a lot of hopium, man. I'm a hopium guy. He just signed John Morant. Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. The Heat are really gonna re-sign Duncan Robinson and call it an off season. What a sad, sad, sad sight. Equally as sad. Hmm. Garza to the Celtics. I don't have to make it that. Cornet replacement, I guess. Their center rotation right now in Boston is Luka Garza and Neemias Queta. You like that? I like it because we all hate the Celtics. But like, what is their plan, brother? No plan, man. Yeah. Oh, and there it is. Nickeil Alexander-Walker to the Hawks. Oh, just got shot in the chest. I'm sad. Sad boy. Sad boy, man. The Hawks are lapping us, bro. Lapping. They're gonna be so much better than us next year. I'm. This is not me like being negative or anything, but like they're actually so much better than us now. Like we barely beat them in the play-in. They add Kristaps Porzingis. They add Nickeil Alexander-Walker. They add Asa Newell. They add Jalen Johnson back from injury. That team is just gonna be way better than us next year, man. Ugh, I'm gonna doom. I'm just not happy. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 4 years. What did I say? That's that exact deal I was talking about. The 14 mil per season. He gets the full mid level on 14 or 4 years. It's a good deal, man. I would have done it. I would have absolutely done it. Damn. Yeah, I don't know why he keeps on doing that. No, it's like a weird little, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Damn, man. I would have really liked him. That was like my top free agent. Now I actually really don't think they make a move, man. I tweeted out, I know I'm down, but like I legitimately don't think that, man. We're just gonna fucking do what we always do, man. We're just gonna re-sign Duncan Robinson and run it back, man. Yeah. No NAW for the Heat. Sad, sad, sad. It is what it is. Sad, but not surprised. $5 super chat from Pigeon Base. Is us making a decision with Duncan limiting us from making signing? No. I'm sorry. What we're going to do is we're going to sign Duncan Robinson to a 3-year, $30 million deal, stay underneath the luxury tax, and call it an offseason, man. They probably won't trade Wiggins. They probably won't trade Terry. They're like, oh, we couldn't find a deal that we liked. Okay, dude. You guys don't make any trades. Like, you guys are the fucking worst front office in the league when it comes to trades. You just don't make anything. Man, oh man. I've just been deflated. This team isn't going to make any moves. We all know they aren't. They just never make any moves. Just pick a direction. Instead, they're just going to stay in the same kind of like boat of roster. Like, listen, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they end up trading Rozier. Maybe they end up trading Andrew Wiggins. But I just bet that's going to be they don't and they sustain. And like I'm not the most upset about like not going crazy all in. Like I'm fine just kind of like chilling, but I do think it's very important to move off of Wiggins because he's not in the long-term plans. It's very obvious about that. And I don't want him taking up $30 million in cap space next year when he inevitably opts into his player option. So like I just think you have to get rid of Wiggins for expiring contracts this year. Sad, sad, sad. I wonder if that signing with the Nickeil Alexander-Walker ends up being a sign and trade or just a flat out player or an exception type of thing. If this ends up becoming a sign and trade, apparently Atlanta would keep their 14.1 non-taxpayer mid-level. So I'm saying, like, for the people saying, like, oh, it is a sign and trade. Hawks are sending a second-round pick in cash to the Timberwolves, which means Atlanta then keeps their non-taxpayer mid-level, so they could go out and sign someone up to $14 million. So interesting, good for them, man. Good for them. Ugh. Oh, shit. John Morant ain't getting traded. Trae Young ain't getting traded. There's nobody on the board for Miami to trade for anyway. Nobody to trade for. So it's just gonna be small roster changes. Maybe Wiggins gets traded. Maybe Rozier gets traded. I doubt it. This front office doesn't make any trades. Yep, official 2027 second round pick to the Timberwolves for the sign and trade of Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Ugh. All eyes are on the restricted free agents, I suppose. Jonathan Kuminga, Josh Giddey, Cam Thomas. Would you consider Dorian Finney-Smith or Nickeil Alexander-Walker as the biggest team-changing free agent move so far?
I guess as of thus far, I mean, I'd say Well, are you counting trades?
No, like just
Not
free
trades.
agency.
Yeah, I'd say those are the two biggest ones done.
Yeah.
I mean, Trey Jones going back to the Bulls is pretty big for them too, because he was good when he got dealt over there.
Yeah, I just don't see Miami. Big Bully says story's getting old. Same story every year. Every offseason it feels like, man. Hawks have had a really good offseason, man. Really good offseason. Asa Newell, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Porzingis, and they pick up an unprotected first-round pick from the Pelicans last year, too. Or next year. Ooh. Wow. Tyus Jones to the Magic. 1 year, $7 million deal. That's a fun pickup. Fun pickup for Orlando. Michael Scotto had it, baby. Oh, Magic are way better than Miami, without question. Without question. Dude, the Heat are like the 10th team in the East. Like, we could play the game right now, but as the teams are currently constructed, I just absolutely know that we're going to be 10th or 11th next year. Like, I'm looking at this. Like, ready? I'm going to go through them all right now. The Cavs will be better next year. The Celtics are still going to be better than us next year. The Knicks are going to be better than this next year. The Pacers are going to be better than this next year. The Pistons are going to be better than us next year. The Magic are going to be better than us this next year. The Atlanta Hawks will be better than us this next year. I'm going to probably bet the Philadelphia 76ers are better than us this next year, as long as they don't have a crazy amount of injuries. I think the Toronto Raptors are going to be better than us this year. I really do. That's 9 teams. Like, I think they're going to be better. I also will probably go Milwaukee. I'll go Milwaukee. Yeah, I think Milwaukee's better. Like, Giannis is good enough for me to make him better. So that's 10 teams, which would put Miami out of the play-in. The only teams that I'll say Miami will be better than, Washington Wizards, Charlotte Hornets, Chicago Bulls, Brooklyn Nets. We could be better than Toronto and be the 10 seed this year. Maybe the Bucks. So, like, I think at best, the Heat are the 8 seed in the Eastern Conference. Yeah, seriously, at best. Like, to me, there is, unless absolute catastrophic injuries, Cavs, Celtics, Knicks, Pacers, Pistons, Magic, Hawks. Those 7 teams, guaranteed to be better. And then you start to get into the Milwaukee, the Toronto, the Chicago, the Philly. And then depends on there. And I'll say that is still going to be the case, even if the Heat trade Wiggins and trade Rozier, which I'm fine with. Like, I am not complaining that we're going to be that bad this upcoming year, because our draft pick is going to be really good in a loaded draft last year or next year. I just don't want us to hold on to Andrew Wiggins' $30 million next season. Man. Celtics are still better than us without Tatum. I mean, Jaylen Brown and Derek White is really good, and they have solid players around them. Even without Halliburton, the Pacers will still be better. I'd be willing to bet on that. Willing to bet on that. We're going to be back-to-back Summer League champs, and we'll throw a party for it. Back-to-back Summer League champs. Look at us go. We're Summer League legends. It's us. It's us. We're at $150 in Super Chats. Can we get to 200? 200 would be absolutely terrific. It would be awesome, man. Summer League Dynasty is right. Summer League Dynasty is right. Will there be any big signings in the next 30 minutes, Dylan? Yes or no?
I'm going to say no.
Say no.
I just think the second that we end the stream, that's going to be when all the moves start happening.
More moves coming. Oh, man. The most recent move in the NBA free agency period was Tyus Jones to the Magic for 1 year, $7 million. Malcolm Brogdon, I've said it. I'd take him on a 1-year deal. But it would have to be like the vet min. I ain't paying him big bucks. We're kind of set at the guard spot, to be honest. What player did I want the most? The player I wanted the most was Nickeil Alexander-Walker, but went to the Hawks. Went to the Hawks. Well, I'll say this, folks. I'm looking back at last year's stream on the Heat Report. We peaked at 548 people watching. We already beat that. Our peak was like, what was our peak today? 713. So shout out to that. We had, you know what we did? Last year we had 358 likes. We need to beat that this year. So can we get 50 likes right now? Come on, hit that thumbs up icon. Hit that like button if you want the Heat to make a move. Let's beat our like number from last year on the stream. We need to get to 360 to beat it. Yeah, I'm looking back at it. Last year on the first day of free agency, we got $685 in Super Chats. Jay Townsend was unbelievable that day. Let's get to that 360 number, man. Wachi wants Kuminga. We'll see if we get it. I don't think we do, to be honest. We'll see, though. See, what I don't want you guys to do is get Kuminga just because you guys are bored and want him. That's kind of my point. I'm not panicking for Kuminga. I'm not doing it. Not freaking out just to get him, man. You want to cycle through some of the top free agents available? Do we have an updated list or no? No updated list? Yeah, we can do that. Let's look at the top 20 free agent list coming into the day. Myles Turner still available. Actually, everybody on our top 5 list is still available. Myles Turner, Kuminga, Giddey, DeAndre Ayton, Quentin Grimes. 3 restricted, all still available. In the second list here, we only have 1 soldier remaining. That's Cam Thomas. He's still out there. Jerome goes to the Grizzlies. Alexander-Walker to the Hawks. Aldama back to the Grizzlies. Brook Lopez to the Clippers. On the next list here, we got 3 of these fellas gone. Dorian Finney-Smith to the Rockets. Al Horford is still out there, but it's heavily rumored he's going to the Warriors. Tyus Jones just signed with the Magic, and D'Angelo Russell went to the Dallas Mavericks. Chris Paul is still available. And in the final list of 5 players still there, only 1 player has been signed. That was Bruce Brown, who signed a deal with the Denver Nuggets. It was reported that Dennis Schroeder signed with the Kings. Fred Katz reported that like an hour and a half ago, but no big reporter has doubled down on that. So I don't know if that's confirmed, at least as of now. But yeah, there's still some good players available. Not many, though, if we're going to be honest. Not many. That's why I really think that it's just going to be either a trade away or maybe I don't know. I hate to try to make predictions because I just don't see anything happening anymore. Really don't. But can we get to that 360 like mark? That's the goal. Can we beat it? Come on. We need to beat last year's day 1 free agency stream in likes. We need to get to 360. We're 21 away. Hit that like button, man. Cam Thomas, not happening. I also don't want Cam Thomas. Why would I want Cam? Why would I want Cam? We're 11 likes away. Come on, let's top last year's stream, man. We might we got the 360. Let's ride. No, I'm not delayed. We got 28 minutes to go in our stream. We're going to sign off at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, if no Heat moves happen in the next 30 minutes. Duncan Robinson is still a free agent for the people asking. I do not think the Heat make a move tonight, man. I don't know if they planned this, but look at the last two comments from Jacob Vincent and It's Reaper. Jacob Vincent says, I'm fine with trading Bam, just keep Hero. It's Reaper says, I'm fine with trading Hero, just keep Bam. I feel like those are the same people. I mean, I don't know. That's too fishy for them to send that comment in at the same time next to each other. The same exact wording, you just swapped the names. I don't buy it. There's something fishy going on over there. Something fishy. I don't know what. What's wrong with Cam Thomas? Oh, you mean an inefficient Jack? Wow, Nigel Hayes, the former Wisconsin Badger, wins Finals MVP and EuroLeague champion, gets a one-year deal with the Suns to return back to the NBA. Oh, Nigel Hayes. Yeah, Cam Thomas, exactly what the Heat need. Another inefficient volume scorer that doesn't defend and is undersized. Be a horrible idea, man. I'm a train wreck. We're good. We're good. Don't you worry, folks. We're good. Nigel Hayes, the most recent signing in the NBA. Wild. Good for him, though. Good for him. Oh. Let's get Jamal Cain back from Alfonso. I'm all set on that. All set on that. I'm not really eyeing anyone anymore for the Heat and free agency, to be honest. Is it crazy to say that? My target was Nickeil Alexander-Walker, maybe Luke Kennard if the Heat lose Duncan Robinson. But the way I see the rest of this offseason unfolding is like maybe they'll trade Andrew Wiggins away. Maybe they'll trade Terry Rozier away. And then they'll probably just re-sign Duncan. And then that's the offseason. Done. See you in October.
This free agency pool is probably, like I said before, one of the worst in recent history.
I mean, yeah, as Dylan just said there, the free agency pool isn't that good. So I had a very limited amount of targets I wanted, and one of them is already off the board, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
A lot of these guys are just like bench players now.
Yeah.
There's like barely any starters.
Luke Cornett was another player I wanted, but I didn't realize he was going to get $10 million per year. So I will say this: is we're live. We were hoping for moves. If you thought that the Heat were going to make a lot of moves today, I will say you're a little bit delusional. I was hoping for one move. I wasn't expecting anything more than just one move, man. I was just like, give me a Wiggins trade, a Rozier trade, or a decision on Duncan Robinson, or a signing in the non-taxpayer mid-level. But I don't think we're going to get anything, man. That's what I'm saying, Snowden. I just wanted one move today. The Heat made one move last year in free agency on day one. You know what it was? Re-signing Kevin Love to a 2-year deal. Which, for the love of God, could we go back in time and not do that? Not that, like, Kevin Love, he was always just like a signing for the vibes and the leadership in the locker room. But, like, him being under contract for this season is a joke. He's not going to play. And he's not a franchise legend like Udonis Haslem. So it's like, I don't know why we did that. Like, could you, like, if we had 2 roster spots available right now, like, that'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. So that's a bummer. I wish we didn't do 2 years for Kevin Love last year. Yeah. Yeah, if we trade Rozier at any point this offseason, that would be a win. As long as we don't attach a first-round pick with it. I'm not. I see a couple people talking about, like, I'm just glad the Bucks look worse. Hopefully Giannis asks out. I no longer care. Like, I am no longer eyeing that. I just if he ends up asking out, cool. But I'm not gonna hold my breath. Not doing it. Not holding my breath, man. Wow, Chris Haynes reporting that the Suns and Devin Booker are in conversation about a 2-year, $150 million extension. I don't think that's worth it. Devin Booker is not a $75 million player. I don't think anyone is, to be fair. That's just too much money. But, like, my goodness. Is Devin Booker a top 2 player on a title team? I don't think he is at this point anymore. Really don't. I've given up on that idea. So the fact that you're going to pay him $75 a year would just be absolutely ridiculous. Just make it absolutely ridiculous. If the Heat don't make a move, we're signing off in 20 minutes. We're signing off at the top of the hour if the Heat don't make a move or are rumored to for nothing. Be a 3.5-hour live stream, live during free agency for 3 hours. Just I don't see anything coming to fruition for Miami tonight, and we're just not going to beat a dead horse here. So unless some new report comes out or Miami actually does something, we're calling at the top of the hour. I think I saw someone talk about Josh Giddey. Hell no, guys. Get a grip with reality. We're not doing Josh Giddey, nor should we. We did not draft Josh Giddey. Like, that is the most unbelievable player comp I've ever seen. It is not even close to the same. Not even close. Gabe Vincent, maybe. The Heat might get Gabe back if they trade Wiggins to the Lakers. Why do we draft Caucasian dudes? He's actually European, so it doesn't count. Fun fact. I don't think. Do you count European players as white players or no?
I'd say it's a different type of white.
Yeah, it's definitely not Caucasian. Next question I'm going to ask Dylan. Not will the Heat make a signing before the top of the hour. Will anybody make another signing before 9 Eastern, 8 p.m. Central?
I think there will be like at least one.
Just one? I mean, we're 17 minutes away. When was the last signing we've gotten? The real last signing was
Tyus Jones.
I mean, if you count Nigel Hayes, I'm not gonna. Let's go to Tyus Jones. The last time Tyus Jones was 7:20, so we've gone 24 minutes without a NBA player signing with another NBA team. I'm willing to say we're probably hitting our lull right now. Maybe it picks up again later tonight, but I'm willing to probably bet against that based off how the market's moving.
Mm-hmm.
You have your first wave of role players, and then you have all those restricted free agents. And I think we're now going to start saying, like, we're not going to see a lot of signings at once. We're going to see, like, slow moving, like a signing every hour, maybe. Yeah. That's kind of how I feel like it's going to go nowadays.
I feel like at, like, the top of each hour, they'll have a new signing now.
Yeah, maybe. I can't get over this potential Devin Booker 2 for 150. That would be unbelievable.
I mean, the Western Conference is just going to be a bloodbath next season.
Oh, it's going to be a gauntlet, dude.
Yeah.
I am not kidding when I say this. Like, even if the Heat are like the 10th seed in the East, I think they will have a top 7 pick in the draft because I just don't see many teams in the West being like, I know like they have to be like there has to be a couple teams that are just abysmal, but like I don't see many like winning like 19, 20 games like this year. Like the Jazz are actually going to win like 15 games.
Yeah.
But like outside of that, man, oh man, I don't know. Like if the Heat were like, I'm not kidding, if the Heat roster doesn't change, which I doubt it does in a big way to the positive side of things, like I think we're almost like guaranteed for a top 10 pick next year. That's going into the lottery. So like maybe we get lucky, get in the top 3. Little Darren Peterson, AJ DeBansta. I always say DeBansta. Sorry, Cam Boozer. We could be in for a fun draft next year, man. I hate that I'm already talking about that because we're 363 away.
And if you are going to run it back, though, that's what reality is.
Oh, $2 super chat. We'll get this on screen here. Ugh. 14 minutes away. Grace Neal says 2026 free agents look way better. We should wait, right? Well, that's why I'm so in on trading away Andrew Wiggins. He's got a $30 million player option next year. I'd be willing to bet that if the Heat don't trade him, he opts into that deal because who are the Heat going to, like, is he going to play good enough to get a larger contract than that? No. So he'll opt into that $30 million, and then the Heat will, like, not have as much cap space to make moves. And, like, I don't even think you need cap space, by the way, to just sign a player in free agency. It's helpful to have cap space because then you're allowed to take in more money on trades to where you can take in, like, what the Brooklyn Nets do, a larger contract, and then you get draft capital out of it, and you collect some assets. So it's important to have cap space for that reason as well. So we'll see. Yeah, listen, this season is going to be fun for one reason. Kasparas, Jokic, Kalel Ware, and Bam Adebayo pick and roll highlights. That's my season. My NBA Finals will be watching Kasparas, Jokic run the point guard next to Hero, Bam, and Ware. That's mine. That's what I'm. Every time the Heat play, when I watch the game, that is what I am most excited to watch. It's Kasparas, Jokic and his development. Maybe a little Ware development. Maybe a little bit of a Jovic. Could he take a step up? But that's what I'm looking for here, man. What's up, buddy? How's it going? No, so what our plan is here, and then I was going to ask you guys what your plan is. In 12 minutes at the top of the hour, we're signing off. If Miami doesn't make a move in 12 minutes or no report comes out, we're going to sign off, and then we're just going to see what we can help other people with, or then what are you guys doing on Maine? What's the plan there? Oh, you guys are looping, and then you guys are signing off after that? Oh, perfect. So then I feel absolutely zero guilt for signing off the top of the hour and going home because I'm gassed and I've been here since 10:30 like a lot of other people have. Yeah, but I had to do a fucking Jalen Ramsey live, Sam. So did you, I guess, suppose. Yeah. But I had to wake up at 4:30 and fly back from Nashville. Well, that's on me. I did it to myself, but it's been a long day for me. Yeah, fuck me for trying to have a life. All right, we're 11 minutes away from potentially signing off. Oh, it's music to my ears that Maine is already done. That's all that matters in life. Go Green says, stop bitching. It's your job. Well, guess what, my friend? You find a job that you're working more than 10 hours, 12 hours a day, and you used to have fun with that. Thanks for being subscribed, Go Green. Keep on watching me, jackass. Don't want to test me right now. You literally can't test me right now. I have no filter on what's going on. No. It's never that serious. It's never that serious. I'll never ban someone unless they do something actually out of pocket, which is like saying a slur or something like that. If they just want to talk shit to me, that's cool. I'll give it right back. And if they can't take it, guy, leave. Yeah, Go Green. Thing is, I'm not coming to your job and complaining about the way you act. So just appreciate that I'm providing you free live content and just have a good rest of your day, buddy. So I have a short temper with these people. Poetic? No. Absolutely not. There's that, no. I mean, that would be a disaster. Trading Hero, Jovic, Wiggins, and a first for Booker? Hell no. Hell no. That would be a terrible idea. That would be atrocious. Like, can I say something out of pocket? It might be out of pocket. I don't think the gap between Tyler Hero and Devin Booker at this point in their career is that big. You think it's out of pocket? Was I unfamiliar with Devin Booker's game last year? I just don't think he was that good. He averaged 25 a game last night on 46% shooting and 33% three. Yeah, he did average 7 assists last year. A lot of people are saying out of pocket. But here's my question. Here's my question when talking about Hero Book. In this hypothetical situation, just remember, Tyler Hero is making $31 million this year and $33 million next year. We have not extended him yet. Devin Booker makes $50+ million already and is about to make $75 per year over 2 years. So in my hypothetical world, is Devin Booker double the player Tyler Hero is in terms of contract? And then you would also factor in trading him, Jovic, Wiggins, and a first for Devin Booker. So when you factor in, I do not think there is a world. But is Booker better than Hero? Yes, I said he was. But I don't think he's that much better. He's not double the salary better than Hero. And he's not Wiggins, Jovic, first Hero better than Hero. And I stand by that statement. They both aren't that good defensively. Hero's a better three-point shooter than Booker. It's been his entire career. Booker's best year shooting from beyond the arc was 38%. So, Hero's a better three-point shooter than him. Booker's a better mid-range scorer, sure. Better overall scorer. Lightly better playmaker. But both are bad defensively. Booker doesn't defend at a high level. So, like I said, Booker is a better player. But I'm not saying, but he's not good enough to be double the price point of Tyler Hero and trading all of that for him. It's not worth it.
Just ask the Kentucky fans what they think of that. Probably would spark a debate.
Not worth it, man. Double the contract is the part that gets me. You can even just talk about the trade. You could throw the trade out. I'll make it Devin Booker is not a 2 times better player than Hero. He's not. 31 compared. What is Devin Booker making this year? Devin Booker's making 53 this year. So let me figure out what that math is. Just curious. Is Devin Booker 1.7 times the better player of Tyler Hero? I say no.
No.
At this part of the year, I say no. 1.7, I say no. Now, if Hero gets extended and he makes $50 million per season and Booker's at 60, would I rather have Booker at 60 or Hero at 50? Okay, I'll rather have Booker at 60 than Hero at 50. But then now you have to say if he gets 2 for 75 over 2 years and it's 2 for 150, would you rather have Booker at 75 or Hero at 50? Well, then I would probably lean towards Hero at 50 again. Especially since Devin Booker, by the way, is 29 this season. Hero's 25. So he's 4 years younger, and Booker's making 1.7 times his salary. I don't know. I just really don't. And that's where we're at in the offseason and free agency because we're talking Devin Booker versus Tyler Hero again. Not the first time this conversation has been brought up between Heat fans about who's the better player long term because we aren't going to make a move. And we got 4 minutes until the top of the hour where we sign off, and we ultimately aren't going to have another move when we threw out that question. No, we don't have a chance at Book. Someone just threw out the question of would I trade Hero, Wiggins, Jovic, and a first for Devin Booker, and I said absolutely not. That would be a horrible move. Flame says you're picking a number 2 option over a number 1 option. Devin Booker ain't a number 1 option. Devin Booker lead option hoops is not getting you a title. We've seen it. They had a 2-0 lead in the finals against the Bucks. They got backdoor swept. And then ever since then, they've been absolutely terrible. Devin Booker, first option hoops, ain't going to do shit. Well, what does it matter if he scored 70 points in a game 4 years ago? That means nothing to me. And if it means something to you, I think that's an issue. I'll be honest. Scoring 70 points in a meaningless regular season game, which they lost, by the way, 4 years ago, means nothing to me. Devin Booker, Tyler Hero, first option hoops, like offensively. This is like that's the same thing. Like you're going in the same area. First round exit in the playoffs. That's what it is. Hero ain't a number one. Hell, Hero ain't a number two. That's my issue. Tyler's a 3. I think Devin Booker might be a 3. I don't think Booker's winning a title as a second best player. I don't think Hero is either. But you get a legit number one option in Miami while keeping Bam and Hero. Now we can have a conversation. Because if you get a player like let's just say like a top 10 player in the world, like that's a number one option. Well, then Hero's your 2. Or let's just say here's your 3, because Bam honestly is your second best player. Like he is. Like Bam is better than Hero. However you want to say it. His two-way ability is just so much better. It's like, say you get like I don't even know the example I want to pull here. Let's just say like Anthony Edwards or some shit like that. Like, not gonna happen, but here's like, oh my God, Luke Kennard just went to the Hawks. Yo, the Hawks are like actually gonna be so fucking. 1 year, $11 million. So he gets way more than I thought, too. 1 year, $11 million for Kennard's kind of crazy. I thought he was going to get like 5. I just tweeted this out. Every player I wanted in Miami is gone, lol. NAW to the Hawks, Kennard to the Hawks, Cornette to the Spurs. See you in October with the dove emoji. I'll see you. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. 8 o'clock, top of the hour is here. We said if the Heat didn't make a move or they weren't in any rumors, then we're going to sign off. We'll have a video out on the channel tomorrow morning on everything surrounding Miami in terms of rumors, what could be next after the first wave of free agency. And we'll probably be live tomorrow at some point. At least I hope so. So see everyone tomorrow. Appreciate everyone who donated, tuned in, like, comment, subscribe. It was a lot of fun hanging here for 3.5 hours. Like I said, see you tomorrow. Go Heat.